Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 90 of Pokerole. It has been quite a run at this point. 90. We're getting closer and closer to 100. Yeah. Well, before we begin, of course, I'll just get the intro part out of the way first. Before we begin, if you like the video, do think about giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, whoops, I chose the wrong thing. I had a long day being outside for 2.5 hours. Anyways, if you like the video, do think about giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, come over to Twitch. We're trying to reach partner over here because I'm so professional and I never make mistakes. So you should really come by. And think about coming by because we're trying to reach partner. We need more viewers to do it. So come on by, check out an interesting stream, hang out, chat. It's good times. So think about doing it. It really helps out. Also, I have a Discord server if you want to check that out. And you can check out the Pokerole Discord server off of that channel, off to that server. And I have a Ko-fi link if you want to help directly monetize my content. As well, we now have a merch store, which is, I think this is the first time I'm announcing this on Pokerole. We have a merch store now. Go check it out. It got all sorts of cool doggo stuff. So check that out if you're interested. Of course, all proceeds help support the channel. But all links are in the description, so you can check them out at your leisure. But also, of course, I always want to shout out the wiki that we have for Poke Pioneers. Go check it out right there. Also in the description. It also occurs to me, I definitely did forget something. Did anybody see what I forgot? I'll give you a hint.
Brooke merch win.
Now, see, here's the thing I was actually considering. If people... Okay, I'll put it this way. So far, the merch store has only had sales the day I released it. It had some good sales that day, too. I think I heard some people are interested as well. If the merch store does well enough, I will go ahead, maybe commission Kyrio if he's interested, and get some more merch items specifically for Pokerole, if you guys are interested in that. Also, yeah, what I forgot was I don't have Tucker here, and that is a travesty. Let's fix that.
Gasp.
Gasp in horror. I gotta switch the feed. There we go. But, Tucker. Yeah.
Right.
Are you gonna do anything special for the Centennial session? That is kind of up to Car mostly. I don't have any particular plans, but we'll see what happens. I mean, well, there is one thing, and this relates to the intro. Some of the stuff I want to bring up after doing the intro. Car, when is our new fourth coming on? Do you have any idea when that might be happening?
So, depending on how far we get this session and next towards the next story beat, because I know you guys want to go collect someone to fix the shaman.
Yes, that has been an interest.
And honestly, it may take longer than that for you guys to get to the place where it would be optimal, but I want to bring them in either next session or at the latest the session after that.
Okay. I mean, there's no rush, but a few people have been asking, and I figured it probably would be smart to ask, like, what part do you think we'll reach that point to? Because, yes, we do have a new fourth party member, everyone. We're just waiting for the right moment to get them into the story, so...
Because I don't want to make them wait too long. That feels unfair. And it feels unfair to the rest of you, especially after the deliberations that were had.
Dude, yeah. It was intense at points.
Still, it's good to basically pace it, because it not only helps our story, but it helps their story coming in as well, if it's naturally positioned into the story. Like, just slapping them in, that's a little less...
Yeah,
respectful of them.
If 2 sessions out, it would be a bad place to put them in, then I would push it back, but I would be loath to do it even though it is necessary.
Okay.
It's one of those things where I understand there is a necessity to make it smooth and look good, but also I don't want to make them wait forever.
This is fair. And I do have one more thing on the side. This doesn't involve our game, so I'm just going to address it quickly, but I have this artwork from Kyrio that Kyrio did for me really nicely. There's a separate Pokerole thing happening with Razem, the streamer, as well as some other streamers and some other people. His friend group. I've been added into it. It's a one-shot thing. It's happening tomorrow, as well. It's probably going to be multiple streams of it, but it happens on Thursday nights. Well, I'll announce it. I kind of announced the setup session before when we didn't have much going on, but yeah, I figured out my character. And because I like to go above and beyond, I was like, hey, Kyrio, could I commission something? So here is Colby the Cuban. And I'll tell you more about him tomorrow at Thursday if you want to come by for that one shot. I haven't figured out a voice for him yet, but it's probably going to be like a little tougher, but kind of Tucker-like. I try to make it different from Tucker, but sometimes my voice is... I don't necessarily have the same vocal range as somebody like Carr, who is like amazing at vocal ranges. But
You say this, but I still have work to do on that.
yeah. See, I was going for a food name, kind of. Colby's just a good name for a Cubone too. It just Colby the Cuban. Yeah. Sounds good. I have figured out part of his personality. It's going to be kind of a work in progress tomorrow, figuring out more of his personality. But I wanted to share him. I do have some good ideas for him, and no, he's not just going to be like Tucker again. I do like my chunky characters, but I do make them different people. So, Kobold, yeah, kind of a Kobold energy is actually what I was thinking for him partially. We'll see how it goes. I actually have played Kobolds in previous D&D and Pathfinder games that have occurred a long, long time ago. So I kind of know how to do Kobold energy already. So we'll see how it goes. But that all being said, this is a special session, I suppose, because, well, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that Tucker and Brooke aren't exactly sidelined, but we're going to mostly focus on Ralph today, aren't we?
At least at the start.
Which I'm totally down for, because I like character episodes, so this might be a little more of a character episode.
So, without further ado, I'll give a brief recap of what happened last time for people who haven't cheated like me and looked at the wiki.
Fair enough.
Look, that's a godsend. I just do not have the energy to write notes after this.
I totally understand.
It really is helpful. Otherwise, I'd just be rewatching episodes, which isn't a bad thing, but... Anyway. Last session, we started back up at the trap shop run by a Decidui. A Hisuian Decidui specifically, but semantics. Some purchases were made, and Ralph went over to the Clef Key shop after getting a gold bar from Brooke to finally unlock the compartment in the 3-compartment box, which he still has. So, technically, Ralph has a locker now, placed in his room as a decoration or keep on him. But, that said, if I can move my mic so it doesn't constantly push my buttons, what's inside causes Ralph to have a memory flashback. A very brief one. But he doesn't quite answer anything about, what's inside. He just sort of shuts the box and puts it away for now. But Tucker brings up the idea of using the repellent bundles that were left over from the trek up north to make repellent bombs. Which, looking at the stuff at the Decidui shop, Ralph figures that he can manage that. He just needs some apricorn shells and maybe, twigs and stuff.
Yeah. Sadly, there's only one repellent left, but it would still be a useful bomb. Probably.
And I recall telling you could always ask the SnowRunner.
Yeah. Also, Tucker picked up a net snare there, too.
Yes.
A few things were picked up, actually.
Brooke purchased a spear, as did Ralph, and Ralph also got a shield.
Yeah.
Brooke also had the Decidui make the Glalie horn into a rudimentary weapon for them. Emphasis on rudimentary, based on what happened soon after.
Yeah.
But there was also spa treatment during last session, which was nice. Everybody got to have either a bath of their choosing or a massage. The egg is getting more vigorous and shaky.
Shaky.
Which has Tucker quite excited.
Yes.
Hasn't hatched yet, but it seems like it's close. And also, Tucker lost a tooth to a stale Tauros treat and got a fresh one.
Also, I want to say I forgot to share some art. I'm not sure if I did share this art or not, but I'm going to share it off this side. And yes, lost that too. Too bad. a little too old, that one.
You've had it for so long, and it was already old when you got it.
Worth a shot. Anyways, here's some art from Hibachi, which I believe I used in a previous thumbnail, but I want to share the art proper.
Oh gosh, yes, that.
Because it's good. There's also, involving the Scary Wooden Shield, some art from Kyrio.
Yes. Tucker.
No.
What?
Someone drew the shield.
Yes,
Well,
they did.
They drew a shield that was a facsimile of yours.
Facsimile. It probably has the same drawing, more or less, though.
Well, more or less.
More or less.
Ralph's isn't round is the only problem.
It's not quite accurate, but it gets the idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was great.
Brooke gets the knife from Decidueye the next day. They aren't charged for it because the Decidueye effectively just tied a stick to the end of the horn to make it a stabby.
A stabby.
Yeah.
And I made custom cards for the weapon and shield.
Yes, which is appreciated, even though I told you didn't have to.
They're basically like
you
a
know.
normal spear item, but they have a typing, so I wanted to change it.
Yes, normally the spears are dragon typing, but they aren't because they were made with different teeth. Brooke helped Tucker learn how to use Ice Fang for a few hours, and after that goes to see Blaze, who then dismantles the shoddy Glalie dagger and puts it back together after he's done doing explanations, but tells Brooke that he needs a grindstone, something that will act like a drill, and optionally some metal to make a better handle than wood, as well as adhesive. But you know, I don't think any of you are fire type enough to melt down a Mudsdale.
Oh, good. They used some ducklet tape. Good to know.
Ralph went up to the daycare and had his new shield painted by the kids, telling them to paint the scariest thing they could think of on there. So all the kids contributed. Tucker also did some daycare time, but did not pass Ralph, so the shield was a secret until the next day when Ralph surprised Lizard Brook and Tucker with his newly decorated shield, and also his enhanced zapper.
Slightly
And
being
Zeal-
surprised, but a good surprise all the same.
Yes. Also, Zeal returned,
Mhm.
and decided to let Ralph test the zapper on him, which is spooky. Because the zapper does auto damage, and now it has a damage die to go along with it. So, zapper is quite the weapon.
Could you define auto damage? What does that mean?
You know how, what is it, Dragon Rage or whatever would do automatic damage back in Gen 1?
Like every turn?
Or,
No, Dragon Rage was 40 damage, no matter their weaknesses,
Oh.
resistance, whatever. Just Dragon Rage always
yes,
40.
Sonic Boom is the same, except it's 20.
Set damage is what I call that, or guaranteed
Yeah.
damage. Sure.
I've just been calling it auto
I
damage
guess.
because it's like
Flat
there's
damage.
no reason to roll defenses except to try and evade.
Fair, fair. Fixed damage. Those are all good terms for it.
But Brooke is impressed by the shield, and everyone is super wary of the zapper because Zeal gets himself toasted by it. But everyone has pancakes.
That helps.
Yeah. It helps.
To be fair,
And
I mean, Zeal did completely ask for it, so...
He did. Zeal was doing the thing where he was having zoomy energy. He'll be fine. He's like Hildebrand. He's too much to die.
Too extra to die.
Yes. In a good way. Then Ralph starts pondering going to the Cave of Mirrors on his own within the next few days. And he doesn't want Tucker to come with him because he doesn't want to risk a Shadow Scavengers encounter with Tucker there, which is appreciable. Burke agrees to let Ralph go without him and Tucker, but does request he take Zeal because at least Zeal knows the way. But after the discussion to pass the time, Burke decides to look around for materials to potentially use for his new weapon, and Tucker goes to help out with the daycare. So,
one question first. People are complaining about echoing this, and I noticed this too. Whenever me or Car speak, I'm hearing doubles. So is somebody on speakers by chance right now?
It's not me.
I have headphones on. Let me take a look at the icons, and we'll see who it is.
Okay. Oh, it's completely stopped after I brought it up. Now it's perfectly fine when I talk, and I don't hear myself back. Huh.
What about when I talk?
Well, considering you were echoing car, you can't be part of the problem, probably. I think that's how the logic works.
I was hearing it too.
And now I don't hear it. Huh.
I don't hear anything either.
Weird.
Dang. That's weird.
Well, I guess it's better now.
Maybe. Probably not for long. Let me look.
Problem be like, I'm a dip.
It honestly wasn't
they
that.
don't know.
It honestly wasn't that bad. But since the chat started bringing it up, I'm like, oh, I'll see if I can get it to fix.
I've adjusted my audio settings just in case.
Okay. And I'm not on speaker anymore. I turned that off, so.
Okie dokie. So, Ralph, you are taking a 3-day trip, well, a total 6-day trip, to the Cave of Mirrors.
Excellent.
Zeal is going to be able to make his way there and lead you along.
Yes.
If you want, you may roll Doom Dice 3 times.
I think that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Oh no.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
If I wasn't eating curly fries, I could have done a perfect Bubsy voice. For some reason, I have a perfect Bubsy voice, and I'm not sure if I should be proud of that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where are you rolling these? Are
He's
you using
rolling-
the DMs?
He's using my dice.
Yeah, it's
Fair
yeah, the Doom.
guess that is-
I guess the Doom dice. I guess the Doom dice we use a DM roll. Okay, fair enough, I suppose.
I mean, you can roll using your own. So long as they know who's rolling, it's fine.
Yeah, I was trying to follow the dice. I couldn't find them.
Yeah.
Thankfully, chat also adjusts the color.
And also it shows in the chorus. It's not a big deal.
The dice have extra Doom in them.
Doom.
Doom,
Alright.
Doom, Doom, Doom.
Let's see. Need to roll another thing.
3, 2, 6, 2. That could mean anything. Granted, any roll could mean anything, so you know. Still not wrong though.
It's a relatively uneventful trip, thankfully. Not that Zeal does not try to get you into trouble. You have to deal with the Jumpluff and Cottony that are around at least once. If you remember them from before, sticking to Zeal.
Yeah.
Though,
Makes a good hat. We just stick it on your head.
yep, this is true. And you do encounter some Beedrill that attempt to be angry, but you all are strong enough that the Beedrill in this area are meaningless to you.
Stupid bugs.
You basically level whatever character encounters level 1 encounter and just sweeps it aside.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are actually friendly now.
Yeah. We have that feature from Earthbound where if the game calculates we have a 100% chance to win on the first turn, it just doesn't load the battle.
I actually got a wonder card after what we did with Vespiquid. I know that they were also leading some Beedrills. I assume that they might not be accosted by some simply because of that.
These are not Beedrill that are connected to that hive.
Oh, they're different hive then. Okay.
Yeah, that hive is off to the east.
Ah.
Ralph is heading west.
Ah. Okay.
But with Zeal's guidance, it takes you only about 3 days to get there. Zeal also helps hunt things so that Ralph is not starving. And so that he is
Yeah,
not starving.
Yeah. Starving's no good.
Indeed.
Maybe I pick up another. Maybe I pick up another noodle fruit.
You know what you do? You end up picking up 2 noodle fruit. That's what the 6 was.
Nice. I love my noodle fruit.
You have obtained the noodle fruit.
I call it that IRL actually when we're having spaghetti squash. I call it noodle fruit.
Now imagine if you broke it open and there was pasta noodles inside instead of whatever is inside. Noodle fruit.
I feel like I'd be disappointed.
Hey, Car, I had a great idea. Here you go. Look at the map.
Oh, it's cute.
Ah, wonderful. It's around
Yeah.
sunset on the 3rd day when you finally make it to the entrance of the Cave of Mirrors. And Hakamo is outside. And they're on top of the entrance at the moment. But it doesn't take them long to notice the both of you and wave. And they hop down to greet you.
Gonna approach as coolly as possible. Essentially walking slowly so I still look awesome approach.
Zeal quickly overtakes you and pounces their friend because friend hugs. Hakamo goes, ah! And flops on their back. I missed you too, Zeal! Also, where's everyone else? They say, just laying on the ground, as Zeal babbles ecstatically about just about everything that has happened because they must tell their best friend the stories. At least until Hakamo puts a hand on Zeal's face. This does not stop Zeal from talking, but it does muffle him enough so that Hakamo can hear Ralph.
Yeah. I've decided to come alone.
Oh. You're gonna want my dad, aren't you?
Yes. The time has come. I'm being all dramatic about it, but it really is a big deal. I just kind of trying to psych myself out by making a little lighter of it. I'm actually very nervous.
They look suitably unimpressed by the bravado. You get the feeling they may have seen a lot of that before.
Yeah, a lot of people like trying to blow it off like, oh yeah, I'm just evolving, no big deal. Meanwhile, you can see their heart, their chest vibrating from the heartbeat.
Sweating bullets. Sometimes literally in the case of steel types. In any case, Hakamo picks up Zeal and just holds them out, just arms extended, and turns to the cave. Okay. Zeal, you're gonna be quiet, right? But why would I need to be quiet? I have to tell you all the stories! I did the awesome! I am a cool now! Except I am hot because I have fire. Right.
I mean, you did the cool. I rode a robotic copy of the legendary Ice-type Articuno into battle.
Hakamo looks at Ralph like they don't believe him, and looks at Zeal like he doesn't believe Zeal.
I run my finger over the Articuno feather.
Right. Yeah. Okay, Zeal. We're going inside now. Are you sure you wanted to come alone, though? Hakamo asks as he leads Ralph down into the Cave of Mirrors. It's a lot cooler in there than it is outside. The arid climb not reaching into the cavern.
Yeah. You give a nod and be like, yeah. You know, our leader has, you know, business to attend to in Japantown, and what with the shadow scavengers still out, I was concerned about bringing the little one along.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that's understandable.
And, you couldn't just leave him by himself. I mean, he's capable and all that, and he's strong, but he's still just a kid, and that conflicts me. It's like, yeah, I should, trust him like I trust, anyone else on my team, but then he's also a kid, and I feel like I have to protect him. But that's neither here nor there. I'll be able to do both better if I'm bigger and stronger. And
Well, then it's not neither here nor there. Hakamo just states flatly as he leads you down into the main chamber of the Cave of Mirrors. A familiar sight for you. The large panes of crystal, creating reflections in the dim glowing light of gemstone deposits in the rock walls and floor. Actually,
I can't remember where it is. Hold on. I forget which category it's in. Oh, I actually put under dungeon, apparently. Alright.
Okay.
I guess it was a 1 point, sort of. So, let's see. That should be in... Yeah, okay. Maybe dungeon 2, then. Let me just... Yeah, this was one of the few songs which got actually... There it is. Number 7 in dungeon 2. Ah, there we go.
I forgot how energetic this is.
It is a bit.
I'm trying to turn it down a little.
I
There
suggest
you go.
it gets louder later, so I suggest half volume probably.
There we go.
That should be fine. I'll adjust if needed.
Anyway, as Hakamo was saying, well then it's not whatever. You're doing this for a reason. Which is honestly better than
But
most...
I've been looking at something.
We good?
Did he say he needed to pause for a sec?
Yeah, I think his dogs are barking at
Oh,
something.
that's fine. Well, while he does that, curious. Is it just, did I catch that right? Is Hakamo actually just straight up carrying Zeal around now?
Yeah.
Adorable.
He's big, got his hands underneath the armpits of Zeal's forelimbs and is carrying him around.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, no one was here. Big surprise. Dogs are probably on edge because they're my aunt, basically their mama, has been gone for a bit.
Makes him anxious. I get it.
Okay.
Oh,
So
hello,
they probably
Outsox.
think every twig that snaps outside is her coming home.
Anyway,
I think, if I recall correctly, Outsox just joined the chat. Sorry, they're doing the one shot tomorrow too. So just throwing that in there. Sorry.
I was gonna say, may I please continue?
Sorry.
I understand, but I want to continue. Hakamo basically tells Ralph that it's not whatever. Ralph is doing this for a reason, which is generally better than a lot of the civvies that decide to come out here. You're doing it because you want to protect someone.
Yeah. The trials we face just keep throwing bigger and bigger things at us. So I feel like I better get bigger and stronger to compensate. I laugh a little. And what could I become that's bigger than a Snorlax, you know?
A noble effort, then. You hear the rasping cough of Kamo, and the clanging and scraping of his scales as he makes himself known, moving from the living space that is part of the cave out into the light of the crystals. You see that many of his scales are somewhat mismatched, and a few even seem to have some sort of creeping rust on them, like scars that have wound around his body. It is good to see you again.
Well, nod respectfully. And it's good to be back. Oh, the vibes of this place hit different when you're taking it seriously.
And since you are being serious this time, you deserve to know the dangers involved. And Camo waves away Hakamo and Zeal with a smile. Zeal, why don't you have Hakamo get you some tea? You can tell him all about your adventures in the other room. Yay! Also, can I please have the not moss tea? That stuff is gross and planty. Hakamo just sighs. But that's all we have. As they just walk away for the moment. Camo looms over you, perhaps unintentionally intimidating. He is the guardian, after all, even in a state diminished. When Pokemon evolve, they change. This much you are aware of, yes?
Yes.
These changes can wreak havoc upon the mind and heart, just as much as the body. Sometimes it is boon, and sometimes it is malice. You may fail if you are unready, but even in failure there is a potential that you may yet evolve. The question is whether you are still yourself as you wish to be. He solemnly looks around at the mirrors of the main chamber. Tell me, you desire strength to protect your friends.
Indeed.
Do you believe you can overcome the worst parts of yourself?
Yes, I do this time.
Then may you yet accept the flaws of your being. Come. I know which mirror awaits you.
Alrighty. I shall follow.
The air seems to grow ahead.
I can just see that rhythmic march of the Munchlax behind him, just.
And we can pause the music for a moment. In spite of his current state, every step Camo takes down one of the side passages results in a rhythmic jingling of what scales yet remain properly grown in. Almost like chanting rings or bells or chimes. And he leads you to a mirror that is partway down one of the halls. This one is smooth at the edges. Unlike many of the others, it's almost got a framework of rock that has come up against the polished surface of the mirror. But it goes no further.
Mhm.
At the moment, you see yourself and Camo inside. Are you
Is this the
ready?
one?
It is.
I am. I am ready. Ugh.
Good. Events number 41. And then, in that silence that waits, you are suddenly and without warning shoved through. What happens next is almost like awaking from some sort of dream or sleep. You find yourself in a dimly lit banquet hall of some description. Before you, on a mat lit by candles, are foods of all kinds, things you've never seen or imagined. It all smells delicious to you. Lining the mat and distributed about are bowls of drink and goblets filled with fluids that you can only imagine what they are.
Mhm.
And at the back of this banquet hall sits a hulking figure, partially obscured by a curtain. You can hear them chewing away, but you cannot make out their form. Welcome. The deep voice echoes across the banquet hall to you.
So, approach them slowly as I'm sure the pleasant sense of food attack my senses.
Feel free to roll will.
Ooh. You know what? I think I will.
You can hear them as their teeth bite into some sort of juicy hunk of meat, tearing at it, chewing away, and eventually slurping and swallowing it down.
Right. Oh, I have 4 temporarily. Oh, that's so good.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Yeah, I have 4 from the thing. Little bit of drool, but I'm like,
The
are
thing?
you
Oh,
my
right.
trial? Yeah, the spa.
Yeah.
I
Spy
drank
buff.
the milk, so I got the buff.
Wilbur. Sit. Eat. You must be starving after your long journey here.
I mean, I could eat, but it's not really real, right? I mean, it won't actually fill my body, or will it?
You can't
should've-
quite see them, but you feel them smiling at you. To nourish the mind and the soul is to nourish the body as well. Would not a learned Pokemon as yourself not know this? And I know you well. There's a deep rumbling laughter that echoes throughout the hall, causing tableware and candles to quake. Eat. Say to yourself.
Mm.
You may make another will roll if you like.
Here to do the trial. Oh, it's going down.
So, another thing you can do at this point. I'm going to ask for insight instead of smart, even though they're the same roll, purely for the aesthetic of what insight is.
Yeah.
Insight and contest.
Insight contest. No.
You don't have perform.
Intimidate, perform. I have 2 perform.
You have. Oh, sorry. I mean allure. Sorry, because you're contesting.
Oh, yeah. Allure.
Sorry. Bleh.
Yeah, because I'm trying to resist his allure.
Yes. Well, the allure of the food, at least.
Yeah.
It is tempting. You can smell the myriad scents that waft up from this banquet table. Carpet? It doesn't really matter what it's lain upon. Before you is food, more than you have ever seen before, even at the Festival of the Plates. Partake of my hospitality. After all, this is all for you.
Oh.
They seem to wave an arm out briefly from the curtain. It's a thick, bulbous thing, and it is holding a half-eaten shank of some sort of creature's meat. For us.
It's the easy way out. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that if it's easy, it's probably a trap. Enough of this. I want to start my trio now. I can eat afterwards.
You would fight without having eaten. What makes you think you have the energy to undergo the trial?
Lots of things make me think. And I think that you think I'm stupid. You really want me to take a bite of this? Is there like a sheet or something on it? Like they're like a sheet on the thing?
There's a curtain before it.
No, like is the food like on like a tablecloth or something?
The food seems to be on some sort of fancy carpet or cloth, but everything has been laid out on it.
I would grab the edge of the carpet. I'm gonna fling it with all my strength.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength roll.
Fling it all over.
Let's see how badly you trash the banquet.
Alrighty, here we go. Here we go. 5. I am strong. I'm not strong, but I do have a hat.
You do have a hat. That's true.
I want to use it this early, though.
Well, that was a pretty bad roll. You could definitely do better.
Do you want to use it this early?
No, not on essentially me throwing a middle finger. I don't want to.
That's fine. You grasp at the edge of this carpet and you tug, and you find that it is bound to the floor. With your strength, you can't even tear it. Surely you hunger. You have been denying yourself proper nourishment. There is a sound of shifting cloth as this creature seems to lift its bulk up. Even from behind the curtain, you can feel its shadow looming over you. Are you not starved?
Oh man. See, I could just see Ralph staring into blankness as this bulking figure is absolutely correct.
You may roll another will.
I am. I have been starving for the better part of how long I've been here. I starve for days straight.
Then why don't you eat? Is that not what we do? We consume.
There's a heavy step as the creature moves forward. It's definitely got something that appears to be an overweight figure to itself. Folds and flab jiggling as it moves forward slowly. And yet somehow its upper portion seems to remain in shadow, for now.
We eat
At my hand,
and we
or-
grow strong.
Put like one hand forward. I don't eat because there's not enough to go around, and I don't eat here because it's a trap. I know it's a trap. No, it's no good, but I know it's a trap.
You know. We know. But even if it's a trap, we hunger. Even so, we are driven. That is how we survive. You are clever, yes. But you cannot fuel that brilliant mind without sustenance.
The carpet suddenly shifts before you. Myriad meals drift past you, until before you there sits a bowl. Skewers of fruit and meat together in a heated bowl that seems to ring ever so slightly as the skewers tumble around its circumference briefly. By it is a goblet of what smells to be some sort of alcoholic beverage. Perhaps a wine, based on the reddish color. There's also a plate with what appears to be some sort of thick-noodled pasta beside it, with a white sauce, topped with a garnish.
Fuel your body and mind. Nourish your soul.
Oh, I didn't think the trial would be this hard. I'm gonna do it. Oh, he's losing it. He's losing it.
You feel irresistibly drawn to this food, and before you realize it, drool is effectively waterfalling from your mouth, and you've already grabbed a skewer. You may roll again. And now I get to ask you, do you want to use the hat?
I feel like this is where you'd oh hey, it is. I feel like this is where I should, because I don't think you would have brought it up if hat glow. I like to think I put it past the threshold of my lips and then painstakingly pull it back out.
I do try to mildly signpost, if only because I know when rolls are important. I try to ask. You almost put it in your mouth, and you almost put your tongue up to taste it even as your jaw hangs open. And then you force it away. You may proceed with your response.
I can count On one hand, the number of times I've not been hungry since I became a Mudflex. I can handle a couple more hours for this trial. I'm gonna throw it to the ground, the thing.
You would starve?
The creature seems to lean back. The candles flicker and gutter. And for a brief moment, as light fades away from some of the meals you can see, they shift into mounds of dirt and offal and filth. Wriggling maggots and worms and terrible things that are better left undescribed on plates, in bowls, writhing even in the goblets.
Eat. Satyrs. You cannot stifle the hunger inside you.
It drops the meat hank and begins to loom over you again. The flesh of its bulbous form, vaguely humanoid, now that you regard it, seems to writhe slightly.
We'll look up, see if I can't get a look at its face.
They're a particularly chubby-cheeked humanoid, vaguely.
Vaguely.
It reminds you of when you saw someone's little Buddha statue on their desk when you were human. But the resemblance is passing at best. There is no serenity or enlightenment here. Beady eyes regard you with a fiery hunger and a fury.
You would suffer and waste for others.
I would. When there's not enough to go around, I would. Yeah, I need more. Or at least I feel like I need more. But if me getting my fill, getting my sated, means that others go without, then I will gladly sacrifice. And because of that, I have something better than a full belly all the time. I actually have friends. I've never had that before.
If your hunger and ambition fails, then we will sate ourselves.
Fire bursts around their head, a wicked, dark, violet flame. The flesh of their arms tears apart as 6 black-boned skeletal limbs sprout forth. The rest of its body sloughs down, seeming to drape about its lower body almost like some sort of ceremonial cloth, baggy and swaying, revealing the gaunt figure beneath. And we're about to get an image I made ages ago!
Nice.
Alright, Ralph. Roll initiative.
Alright, let's go.
Behind the flames, you can see the fanged skeletal grin of this creature.
4 plus 5, 9.
Cannot deny your hunger.
Am I safe to take over the battle initiative card?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, go ahead and take it. It's all good. That's old information. Would you like a song change? Or would you like a ritual?
We can change it now.
Okay.
Wonder would it be wasteful to buy a Pokemon card pack just to get more of these coins?
They're not that expensive.
I got a pack just for the front show card of Galarian thing, kind of. It's all over. Has
you're-
the move flop, which
if
I
you're-
thought was adorable.
If you're buying an individual like coin for a trading card game, that usually is the same cost as a card pack anyways, so I might as well just buy the card pack.
Yeah.
At least for what I've seen. Let's see then.
Battle 2, number 9 is mildly appropriate.
2-9, okay. Okay,
Wow.
alright.
You have the first go as Preta sweeps its boned arms out wide, throwing the banquet into disarray. Pale ghost light flares around the banquet hall, revealing the wide space in which you have to combat this creature.
Here we go. Alright, we're gonna charge up the stockpile first. That's a special fight channel. Oh, lame.
I mean, I guess it fizzles. I don't think we've had that before.
I mean, I have one more hat.
Well, hang on, wait. This is a self-support move, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with the accuracy roll, so, Like, I'm sure there is a rule about it, but go ahead and take your stockpile. Because self-support moves can't miss unless you've already got their status.
Awesome. So, alright, so I'm buffed up. Alrighty, let's go right into a metronome, a physical metronome. Here we go, we're rolling the dice right away.
Ooh.
Let's wait. Here we go.
Wow. Excellent.
Alright.
Solid.
Mhm.
Ralph takes the random bullshit go meme literally.
Hey, roll a die.
Here we go. Something big. A big physical move. Maybe Hyper Beam. Can you even get Hyper Beam on Metronome?
Maybe?
I should be able to learn Hyper Beam as a Snorlax, because it's any fully evolved Pokemon.
Oh,
Alright, here we go. What do I get?
You get Outrage.
I'm outraged.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a
Strength
That's
plus
an-
5.
that is an insane dragon move.
I mean, in this instance, yes.
Boom! Oh, I'm gonna hat that.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that is a bit sad, that roll.
Yeah, 10 dice and I roll a 1.
Oh, well, it's a bit.
that
What
is
those
so
ones?
sad.
Those ones are
hang
just
on.
sticking to you.
Those are damage rolls, right? Damage
Yeah.
rolls aren't affected by the
Oh, they are.
ones. Remember, they are.
No, you're right. You're right. Absolutely right. Ones don't count for damage rolls.
Yeah, so that's 4, not 2.
Alright, that's not as bad.
So here's the thing: you can use that 2 more times, but
Yeah, because
you're rampaging.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
outrage. Is this one of
So
those
is that
moves which ends
on
with
one.
confusion?
Is that
Yes.
Ah,
it is? Is that like in a row, or
In
on
the
my
same
next turn?
within the same round. So you don't have to use it now, but when your rampage ends, either round ticking over or whatever, you do get confused.
Alrighty. So I can use a move. Can I use a move in between and then outrage again?
Yeah, because rampage, the way rampage works specifically, as it calls it out. Here, let me look at it. Where'd it go? The user may use this move up to 3 times in the same round if it is performing multiple actions, but cannot evade until rampage is over.
Fuck yeah! Belly drum.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that with your accuracy -4 at this point.
4, yes. Off. Contest perform, which is 1, 2, 3. Alright, so. There we go. There we go. Yes. Which makes my strength plus 3, which is sweet. Alright, so 8 plus 5. Yeah, we're gonna outrage again.
Awesome. Strength fight brawl in order to hit this time.
Alrighty. My strength is pretty good though. Alright, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, minus
6.
2, 2, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 to hit. 3, 4.
if you're kind of your strength, you got 8. Just I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm counting that I have 8 strength.
Okay.
Alrighty. Feel free to roll that damage.
That sweet, sweet damage.
That
2,
strength plus
3,
5.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
13.
2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Alright.
Ooh.
You have 1 outrage left.
And I might as well go for it. Alright, it was 7 to hit last time, so it'll be 5 to hit now.
Nope.
You failed me, dice.
Ralph slams in a fury against Preta and causes them to go flying back. Just like this war belly drum thing leaps into the fray just as Preda is picking itself up from where its curtain throne was, and bashes it again, only for Preda to then block the next strike with one of its hands.
You think that you can stop hunger?
No, I can.
We are starving.
Drool seems to come from this split that seems to exist down the middle of its body. Charem, you are free to share the third image.
Well, aren't you advancing along there, Ralph? Wait, which
Is
one?
it going to second form?
Preda 3.
Oh, you're throwing me off there. All right, 3.
Sorry.
One, then.
Unfortunately, the second one has an alteration that we're not at yet.
Okay. Let's see. I believe this
As
is the right one. Okay.
It flicks Ralph back with one hand and bends back unnaturally far, and its body splits open with a vicious gasp, and this unnatural, fiendish tongue spills forth from the maw that makes up its torso and lashes at you.
Alrighty. Well, I cannot dodge, so I will have to try and tank the hit. That is one hell of an accurate hit.
Ooh, it's
Wow,
10.
I don't think I've ever had that before.
Double digits are rare.
Extremely. So, wow, it helps if I push the button. This twin-pronged tongue wraps around you, Ralph, and then slams you against the ground, which fortunately will clear you of confusion, and begins to drag you in at a rapid pace.
Ooh.
That is 3
Three.
damage to your regular defense.
Yep, which is 4. Thanks to the, thanks to that, awesome...
So, Ralph, don't take damage.
Oh?
The trial works by different rules.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna say after the belly drum, that's very bad.
Yeah. Well, it would have been 1. Besides, you, I am sitting on a little something, so...
Fair.
As it drags you in, it starts to straighten itself, and it brings its arms to bear. Each of them swiping at you.
Alrighty.
Do you have any dice to try and dodge with?
Since I'm not confused anymore, I could dodge, couldn't I?
Well, let me look at how confused works, because I don't think that prevented you from dodging anyway.
Oh, he's already dealt with his confusion?
The tongue slam cleared his confusion.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, 5. I mean, my penalty's more than my dodge dice, so no.
Okay. I have to ask.
So not until next round. Yeah. It should be noted though that if they only get a 1, then the accuracy debuff from the shield will save me.
It swipes with one set and then the other. For a total of, 4 damage on one and 2 from the other. Against your physical defense.
Which is, at the moment, 4.
Excellent.
Just cling, cling. I am strong.
You are starved.
As the burning head rises up, its maw opening as it draws you close. It seems if you will not eat, Preda shall. Round rotate. It is now your turn.
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. I am very strong. Let's body slam with a nice accuracy of dex fight, bro. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2. Alrighty. Kaboom!
What are you attacking with at the moment?
Body slam.
Ah, clever. Feel free to use your damage.
Here we go. Ah, this is a nice strength. So that's 3. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Belly drum 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 for the move and stab. But before that, 1 extra. As I go.
I like you trying to flourish the dice so they roll better. Shame it's not working.
I am upset at that roll.
Curse of fucking 2.
Curse of 2 indeed.
Even though it doesn't match the shoulders check and just and with the cool voice line, sorry, but I'm not a Swift.
Sorry, but I'm not a what?
That's sweet.
Oh.
Boy, dude.
Well then. By the way, you need to roll your paralysis.
Here we go. This would be magical.
Sad. I'm Ralph using the momentum in order to drive himself into a body slam, which causes Preda to briefly reel, but all it does is take a step back.
Alright, licky licky. I'll eat. How about I taste you?
Probably for the best. Probably for the best. As your tongue briefly gets near the flame of its head and it grins, and it reaches to snap out with its jaws, only for you to retract your tongue just in time.
Like a Yoshi gets.
Such supple flesh. You will make an excellent feast.
Luckily, I think I have just enough to attempt a metronome, which I'm going to. Which will just be 3 die for a nice accuracy on a metronome.
Excellent. Was this a specific metronome?
I have no idea this thing's typing, if any. So just a physical move.
There's a question. What typing the creatures the card comes up with? Everybody guess the typing of them. That's a decent idea.
I feel like this thing's probably like a type null.
Let's see.
Seems like a poison ghost.
Go ahead and roll a die, please.
Something like full tackle would be amazing, or zap cannon's a special. Something like full tackle would be amazing.
A 2, huh? Hey, guess what? You get another chance to eat. You've got Ice Fang.
Oh, nice. Another chance to eat him. What's the die pool on that?
The damage pool is strength plus 2, and you have 2 chances to flinch and 2 to freeze.
Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You said strength plus 2?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's
sad, but at least you get 3.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, 3 more on there. Alright, so flinch.
No flinch. Let's
Nope.
see if there's freeze.
Freeze!
No
No
freeze. The frigid fangs you conjure crashing down as it lifts one arm in defense, the frost creeping over its bones, but not freezing it in place.
So you do have the instinct to live. It is devour or be devoured. You know this.
The pair of hungry eyes meet in.
Good.
That'll be his turn, I think. Many accuracies.
Yes. It swipes with one set of arms, sending you flying, crashing, and bouncing from one of the Banquet Hall walls, flinging you away, and then it takes a feral stance and leaps for you. Three damage from the bash, which, of course, does nothing to you at the moment. And then it seems to assume some sort of martial stance in the air, almost as if it were performing a Hitmonlee's high jump kick.
Peritune, what others have done, we can do the same. Hunger does such wonderful things for survival's needs.
Mm-hmm. He's a good motivator.
Ugh. That's a bad accuracy roll.
Yeah.
Are you able to dodge that?
Damn. I have 5. Let's see, and I did the body slam, I did the metronome, I did the lick, or I did the body slam, then the lick, then the metronome. So no, I don't.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been bad at all to dodge. Oh, that actually exceeds my defense.
Yep. As it slams one of its feet into you, grinding you into the floor, cracks running across it. You can see its torso start to split open and drool again.
You will make an excellent meal. And once we have consumed you, all else is next. For that is what you and I are. Hunger eternal.
It moves its bulk off you and makes to get at you with its tongue once again.
I said it rolled just a little worse. Yeah, bat it away.
Well, no damage, but it does grab you with its tongue and start to pull you close. Round rotate.
Like that board game, where the Nardvarth ate the nerds. He had the long tongue and you can only move forward when its eyes change to your color.
I don't think I remember that.
The game board was on this thing's tongue. It was this yellow-like creature, and you played as nerds in a little start area. And it would chomp down, and its eyes would randomly change colors.
Huh.
And if it changed your color, you could move your piece one space forward on its tongue. And you were trying to run away before this thing ate your piece.
And this was a board game?
And like slowly, it was like a board game. The tongue was like a fabric. And it slowly, every time it stomped, it would suck up its tongue a little bit.
That's a really amusing game.
Yeah, if your piece got eaten, you lost. Alrighty. We're gonna go for another hefty body slam. Can held items be switched mid-battle?
Yes, but I believe I ruled that it was going to be an action.
It is an action to do so. Alrighty, so we'll get that body slam first, because landing that I think is the most important. It's like raw, which is... yeah.
By the way, lovely work on the art card.
5, 1.
I did this a while back when I thought of what Ralph's trial would be.
Hey, good. That's pretty good.
Alrighty.
You got a skill of pen drawing
Shoulder
for creepiness too.
Let's shoulder check this dude into oblivion.
Heck yeah.
Alright, roll that damage.
4, 5.
I'm glaring at your dice, they better roll high.
I'm also staring them down.
1. Here we go.
Hey, you stacked them. That gives you a better roll, see?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. You slam into Preda again as it grabs you. And this time, you hear a shredding noise as its upper body detaches from the lower portion slumping to the floor as it goes tumbling elsewise, several sets of bony limbs scattering. And now Charem can share the last one.
Awesome.
It begins to pick itself up, the torso already split open, tongue lolling out and thrashing as it rises itself up upon it, almost like some sort of serpentine creature.
Oh, you are starved. The starved are weak.
We are going to... I don't want the swallow to... should I... yeah, I should actually. I'm gonna use the swallow.
Cool. I need you to roll me a will.
Alrighty. We want to use our swallow.
Okay. As you go to use swallow, you can feel the jaws from its fiery head cracking open as it tries to inhale the energy you yourself are trying to absorb.
Ooh.
Well, that's a dirty trick.
It's trying to take my meal. That's vitality, survival, nature, -2, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I don't share. Not with you, at least. And then, lastly, we will change out for the zapper. We're going full lethality.
Excellent.
You will never be rid of me. I am part of who you are.
As I smirk, that's not gonna stop me from trying.
Such tenacity. But the same can be said for the hunger gnawing in your belly.
And it lets out this ghastly shriek, the flaming head burning and flaring, whipping about. And you feel pangs deep inside you and a burning.
Oh yeah, that also brings my will to its regular 3/3.
Wow.
Yeah. When the ones come out to play.
Yeah, really. I don't know if you have enough dice to manage to avoid this.
You do not.
No, not after all
Unless-
those moves.
Yeah, I've been going 3 perv, so I must trust in my defense and in my HP. Well, there's quite a few dice though.
That is 5.
Ooh, and my defense is currently at 3.
It begins to slither and slurp its way forward. The saliva from the tongue portion of its body seeming to have become acidic as it leaves trails of burns upon the floor.
So is that a 2? Is that a 2 damage?
Yes.
Oof. We're hanging in there, but
It
I'm
rushes
running
you
out of
for
tricks.
a claw attack. It swipes at you. In this state, it's only marginally larger than yourself.
Hmm.
And yet, it feels just as strong as when it was larger.
Hmm. Come on. Low numbers.
3.
Ooh, meets my defense. Let's go.
You are not the only one that can drink deep.
As its jaws open wide. And it begins trying to drink in your very life. Wow, okay. Screw me, I guess. Round rotate.
Hungry? Yes! I'm gonna jam the fucking zapper in his fucking throat. I'm gonna pull the trigger.
So, roll just to see if it's critical, please. I want it to be critical.
Alright, next fight. Alrighty, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Says, here we go.
No critical, sad. Alright, and you do get to roll that extra damage die.
Alright, so 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Let's go. 2 plus 1.
Preda writhes and shrieks as you zap it with your artificially made weapon. A mark of your ability, your knowledge and your cunning, as compared to bestial instinct. Preda recoils. Its body is smoking slightly. The flames of its head are starting to gutter, and its fangs seem not so large now.
That's mind over matter for you. I hope you don't mind, but you don't matter.
You cannot survive if you do not eat.
That's right. Just X fight. We're gonna body slam again.
Wow!
The number of times 5 dice have failed me.
I am surprised.
Yeah, 5 is usually a pretty safe number, but yet
Like,
not.
holy shit. Is this where all the zeros in the campaign have been up till now?
I know, right? I feel like there's a sweet spot. You have too many dice, you start getting tons of ones easily. Too few, and you have a better chance of 0. I feel like 5's a pretty safe number for at least getting 1.
Yeah,
But
like,
not this time.
Ralph charging after Preda, and it slips to the side relatively easily from this one.
Let's see, I have... That's 2 actions. If I cease now, I'll still have 1 die to dodge with. Which is not great. I mean, no, because 1 die he'd have to roll a 0 anyway, so I might as well fire off metronome.
Physical?
Should.
Special?
Yeah, physical. Into my channel, which will be at a -2, so only a 3 on that metronome.
Dagnabbit.
Oh.
So many zeros. Shit. Alright. That's the turn then.
As it coils around and slips upon its own disgusting acidic saliva, Preda leaps, seeking to coil around you. I rolled 5 and got 2. How is this working? You know what, Ralph? Next time use somebody else's die roller. Let's see if they're better. Yours is angry. I don't know why yours is angry. Preda, stop messing with the dice roller.
Also, I just looked up Preda. I see what you did there now. I wasn't sure what
Yes.
this was.
Yes. There's a reason.
I like to get I get vibes of the one trial from
That is 4 physical damage, As it constricts around you, its acidic spit starting to burn your skin. Which means it deals 1 damage to you. And your physical defense is also lowered by 1.
I will tenderize you.
As it squeezes.
That'll do it.
Cool. You take 2 damage. Take 1 out of your HP. Take 1 out of your current will. You're still up.
I am. Ooh. Oh man.
Like I said, the trials play by different rules.
I mean, your will is just as important, I suppose, in this situation.
Round rotate.
Alrighty. Well, let's have him take his daily dose of vitamin shock. I like they tenderize me. I prefer to just throw mine in the zappers.
Go ahead and roll. Let's see if you get a crit.
That would be amazing.
I want the zapper to crit. I want it to crit.
I do too, so badly. Okay, let's do this.
So close! But you do zap it, forcing Preda to release its hold on you, albeit temporarily.
Yeah.
Aw, no extra damage.
For the 2, but...
Are you going to risk another body slam?
I think I am. So I have plenty of dice to do it this time. Oh, did I? The last one I hit, I don't think I did my thing. Alright. Let's move my camera back over here. Yeah, Dex Fiber on the body slam as well.
Quick little question. Does the Zapper's paralysis proc not apply in this fight?
Does it have a paralysis proc?
It does.
Does it?
It does.
Oh
yes.
shoot, I forgot to tell you to do that last time. Roll your paralysis, by the way.
It's 2 dice.
I'm
Go there
sorry.
with the paralysis.
I reminded you of the
looks
extra
like
die,
you-
but not your paralysis.
Yeah. I didn't remember it either, so no
It
proc,
had a
but
symbol.
yeah. At least the body slam went through. So
Your
that's-
body slam will hit.
Yeah. So
Roll me
that.
some of that funky damage.
There we go.
Which, incidentally, Body Slam also has paralysis dice, so...
6,
Yes.
8, 10, and 1.
It is 3 paralysis dice.
Man, he's got a lot of paralysis options, actually, so it's...
Excellent! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So roll the paralysis dice on this.
Wow, Ralph, if
3
you combo your
paralysis
moves,
dice?
you could technically roll a total of 8 paralysis dice in a single turn if you decide to spend enough moves.
Yeah, I
for it.
wish I could. Wish I
So-
could look and.
This latest body slam sends Preda into the air. Do you want to do anything else? Or do you want to finish it like this?
Ooh, I could finish it.
Tell me how you want to finish it.
Finish him.
The
Friendship.
mirrors are like a dream. The mirrors are like a dream state, sort of rolled, right?
Yes.
So I could use lick, and I could finish him off by eating him. Like wrap my tongue around him, pulling him in like Yoshi.
But are you sure that would be wise?
That would be really cool.
I will not stop you from doing whatever you're gonna do.
That doesn't help. Okay. On the one hand, I would be
Always-
accepting him into my body. On
Always-
the other,
Always remember to chew your food, kids.
on the other hand, it could show that I have dominion over my hunger and not vice versa.
Do what you want to do. I want to hear it. Tell me how you do it.
I will assert myself, and I will slurp him up like I'm fucking Yoshi. That's Dex Bite Brawl -4, which is 3.
So in
No
other words,
minuses.
No minuses?
No minuses.
Yoshi.
Alright.
This is how you get to finish.
Yeah.
No crit, but go ahead. Your tongue extends and you grasp Preda in it, much like Preda did yourself, and draw them in even as they are shrinking and burning away. And you swallow them down. They taste like roasted cow tongue. You're not sure where you
Nah.
had it before, but you know that's what it tastes like. Or should I say roasted Toro's tongue, but you know.
Yeah. But I'm the friend here.
And there is a belch that bubbles up and you puff out an ember of that violet fire. And as it gutters out, you hear the whispered words.
Well done.
And the music can stop.
Oh, I hope I made the great. Hope I made a good choice.
The banquet hall goes dark. And one by one, rising out of the blackness, as if through a still pool of liquid, several mirrors come to surround you. They are large, and framed in ways that are reminiscent of various typings. You glimpse between some of the mirrors a vaguely bipedal silhouette. A thing of pure white that seems to drift behind them. It pauses to look at you, one of its large ears flicking. You would give everything. So make your choice. And as I have already presented to the player, Ralph sees potential versions of himself that are not normal to a Munchlax's evolution in each of the mirrors. And behind him, just a simple Munchlax. Just a simple Snorlax. Damn it. Words. Each is different. Each has merit. But the only thing that matters is your choice. So, out of character Tubby, did you actually have a choice that you wanted? Or a suggestion?
I kind of did, but now that it's here, I'm like,
Because I know you had one you were favoring.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking, uh, like psychic would be really cool at first. Then I was thinking like on a more pragmatic, like meta level that, maybe like the story's already kind of getting crisscrossy and weird, and like perhaps I should just be a normal Snorlax for ease of audience to follow what's going on. So it's not like a circus.
But that's half
But
the fun.
yeah, but that would be disgenuine because like if there wasn't an audience to consider, I would almost certainly go for psychic.
May I ask?
Yes.
So what is basically the choice boiling down to?
So, evolution works a little differently for you guys. Mostly. At the very least, Ralph, because none of you would know if this is possible for yourselves or not, has the choice to get a secondary type.
Ah.
This will alter the way his Snorlax self looks and functions to an extent. And it does grant him a secondary typing, and because he's evolving, he's going to get a new passive.
Ooh. Yes, my choices are, for various reasons, the choices are Bug, Psychic, Normal, and then Steel and Ghost.
So Bug, Psychic, Steel, Ghost, and don't change, basically. Because normal is just normal. So,
all of them have merit. Each typing has a different passive, but regardless of which one he picks, he will end up getting all those various abilities / upgrades eventually anyway. And that would work the same for anyone else in the party.
Interesting. This kind of makes sense in a way, because like I was like thinking like interesting choosing type, but like at the same time he's gained more and more control over his metronome to the point where he can warp what type it effectively is. So it kind of almost is like an evolution off of that too.
So you think Ralph would pick Psychic?
Yeah, I think he would.
What would you think a Psychic Snorlax looks like before I decide to make up an appearance?
I would think their fur is a darker purple. Maybe some of their features are a bit softer. Like a bit less angular on the like face patterns and on the like claws. I feel like the claws would probably be a little rounder, not like so sharp. But then again, if I take Psychic as a secondary typing, that I'm mostly a physical swinger. Of course, there exists physical psychic moves, I guess, like Zen Punch and whatnot.
Ooh, got it.
You had thoughts on that, Charem?
I don't know if it's valuable to Tubby. I'm merely just speaking mind a little bit. It's his choice. But the first thing I think of when I think Psychic Snorlax is I feel like a sleepy vibe, like a nightcap, kind of psychic, dreamy energy sort of thing. I don't know if that would work for Ralph necessarily, but it's just what I think of when I think of that idea.
Like drowsy, but big.
Think of the Dreamweavers from Spyro 1. Something like that. Some of them.
Well, let me cobble together a little something then. Almost unconsciously, you, Ralph, select your choice. You know what you want. You know what you want to be. And as nice as it would be to simply be normal, there's more to you. And why shouldn't there be? That's honest to yourself. The other mirrors flow into one that seems to hold a more darker purple-furred Snorlax. Its features are soft. Not that Snorlax features were particularly angular to begin with, but it's also somewhat skinnier. It doesn't quite have the same overly bulbous body. And its ears are just a little bit more rounded. And you can see what looks to be some of the markings share a lighter lavender outline to them. Almost like circuit lines, reminiscent of probability. And unlike how most Snorlax look, in the mirror you see this one has its eyes half open. They briefly gleam a violet hue, just as yours do for but a moment, as you look up into your own eyes, and then find yourself looking down at your old self. And when you blink, you're back in the cave. Let's see. Why don't we put on Ralph's theme? Because this is a Ralph thing.
Okay.
I believe that's event 139.
Well, let's see.
There's some... there are plenty of sick psychic moves that favor...
Oh, I'm sorry, it must be event 2.
Ice Spring.
Seems like it's not there, so yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, 239. Events 239.
Yep. And as I discussed with you, technically your normal Snorlax moveset doesn't change, but you are more than capable of learning psychic moves now, and it will be much easier for you.
Yes. This will be really cool. And this, I feel like, wouldn't alter my appearance as radically as some of the others. Like, I feel like Bug would almost make me look like a space alien. There was a lot of temptation to just, like, go for a normal Snorlax. Like, I had almost made up my mind, like, I'm just gonna go for a normal Snorlax to keep things simple to follow. But I don't. Which I wouldn't even have considered this, but you had presented the option to me in DMs, and I'm like, oh, that is actually really tempting.
It's interesting. I do kind of wonder what the logic is for the type choices that you had.
I can explain.
It's written down. Yeah,
I can explain them if you want.
It's interesting to me. I don't know if it's interesting to everybody else, but...
But, yeah, well, Tubby gets a chance to let Ralph examine his new body. Bugs are hyper-efficient life forms. And that sort of efficiency is something that is potentially reflected in what Ralph wants. He wants to be able to do things on the bare minimum number of resources and do them well.
Yeah.
Psychic is...
That was one of his biggest worries with evolving, was that he'd evolve into a Snorlax, he would require so much more, calories than Savantown can give him.
He was worried about being a burden.
Yes.
So.
Psychic is a fairly obvious one. Ralph is an intellectual, clever, cunning character at the core. And it only makes sense that he be able to use his mind to fight for him just as much as his body.
Mm-hmm.
Steel and Ghost were recent additions because Steel can be a representation of particularly cold logic and artifice in the face of beastly thought and instinct. And Ghost is a bit more of a grim one, but is the sacrifice of the self and one's own flesh for others. And for a pursuit that would require it. No, you would not look like Preda. I'm not evil. Okay, I am evil, but I'm not that evil.
Oh man. Oh dude, you imagine the ghost type hat how sick would a ghost type Snorlax be with like a huge belly maw and like
So, your new unique little upgrade is something I've called Branching Thought. You get 4 new type choices for your metronome.
What?
You may pick which 4 choices get added.
Currently I have Ice and Rock, right?
Yep, and I will let you think about that while we turn over to Brooke and Tucker. Oh my gosh, he has a Magneto helmet. It's great.
I know, right? I was looking at these my immediate thought was that boxing guard helmet sort of thing. It's kind of love it. Let me fix it though. If you ever get a helmet, Ralph, the texture can work with that apparently.
Yeah.
But yes, I will let you think about that while we...
There we go, fixed it.
I know we're swapping music a lot lately.
It's okay. Sometimes some sessions have little swapping and some of them have a lot of swapping.
Yes.
Also, we're going to have to consider... Actually, I suppose it's up to Ralph partially. What size model should this be?
That's a good question. How big is big?
Like, I've been always matching up the models, pretty much, so... How much bigger compared to the old Ralph is the new Ralph?
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure Ralph is bigger than Brooke.
That's pretty easy with a Snorlax. They pulled Brooke over since he was previously the biggest.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, can
man,
you
I don't
size?
wanna...
Do you have the ability to? I don't know if
let me see.
Right-click scale?
Here we go.
Just realized I haven't promoted anybody.
I do.
Okay, alright. So you can it'll do it in ticks every time you click it.
Yeah. Will be a smidge bigger than Brooke, but I am a fully evolved Pokemon, so I won't be like only a tiny bit bigger.
Oh, it's up to you. Remember, he's gonna eventually evolve and get bigger too.
Yeah. Yeah. So heck you. No. Move the camera.
Less body mass, more brain power.
Snorlax, but just with a bigger head than normal.
Oh.
God,
What's
that would be so weird.
Come from?
I don't know. It just kind of appeared from Snorlax or something. I don't know where that came from. All right, let's see. I'll see if it's duplicated.
It's one of his bones. I just burped it up.
So is that a copy or a new one? Okay. That was apparently.
Nope.
Apparently, it was the only one. Okay, good. Put it back then.
Oh, wait, no.
The song at the moment is number 29 in locales. We're in Savannah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right,
So-
I said it was going to switch again.
Yes. So, Ralph goes off without really saying too terribly much about what he's doing, as I recall. Just that what he was contemplating. And he chose not to bring certain friends along for good reason.
Mhm.
But the next few days in town will be relatively quiet, I'd say. So, what are Brooke and Tucker doing?
Well, now
Because
that I
I know
got the music player working again, it broke for a second. Let's see. Okay, there we go. We'll be muted for now. Too many people in the room, says Kyrio. All right, then. It's all up to me. Let's see.
understandable. Because I know last it was said Brooke was looking for materials, I believe, for their horn dagger.
Yes,
Brooke has a
well,
mission to build a forge, so I imagine he'll be interested in that most of the time. It's pretty focused on goals when he has them. This is true. And I believe I told you you could go collect the necessary materials yourself, or buy them or order them. Because Blaze will be able to direct Brooke in between doing his own work. Also, he's going to start shirking his own work to actually help Brooke with this, because it's more interesting than his quartermaster duties are usually. This may or may not cause some very minor mayhem when it comes to the logistics of the club. Don't worry, nothing will be on fire. He's not there.
Well, I'm trying to remember what Tucker's goals were currently. I think a lot of his goals involved doing things later, such as like stuff with the tapestry, stuff with the stuff in Sea Spray, and yeah. So main focus he would be having is probably getting that daycare area set up the rest of the way. And indeed, I think you mentioned offhandedly last session that the base's little daycare area would actually be up in service at this point.
Yes. During this time while Tucker's around, Pangoro is going to be making, air quotes, Tucker perform daycare duties, by which the kids are really happy to be around somewhere else, and they have a lot of fun running around your base willy-nilly, much to the minor chagrin of Lizard and the other occupants of the base.
Tucker tries to keep them mostly contained in the daycare area, but to be fair, coming and going, you do have to access the main area of the base, so they might wander off here and there a little bit. He does keep them fairly corralled and interested in staying in that area, so they don't get into too much trouble. I don't think we have lockable doors in our base, as far as I'm aware, though, so you have to be careful.
What's the word for a small, not fully grown tree?
Sapling?
Sapling.
Thank you. One thing that both of you will notice is that over the course of the last few days, especially when you get the chance to practice outside, when you look in the garden, your lumberries have gone from sprouts to saplings.
How very convenient. Tucker will actually help bring the kids out to help gardening, too, if there's any activities out there.
Also, I have already given you the card because you will have enough time over the course of when Ralph is gone to learn Ice Fang. Especially if training happens every day.
Oh, yeah. Assumingly, unless Brooke has something else he wants to do besides doing that, Tucker will always be able to make time for that. He's understand the use of these moves, especially once getting Fire Fang, and see how useful that was here and there.
I have also adjusted your little note thing. That way you don't have to.
So let's see, you gave me the card already? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yes.
No, wait, where is it?
It's above the Puccina thing.
Oh, it's invisible because it's on the ocean. I can see it. Very cool. Just let me know when I get that officially. I'll put it on my sheet.
Also, Brooke, since Tucker gets to be, daycare pooch, which, by the way, technically you guys are being paid for that.
Oh, actually, one more note on that, if I can interject. Since he's going to help the kids with gardening, too, because he just figures that's a good skill for them to learn, in this, especially in Savant Town. He might actually be willing to give up a berry. Can we bury any berry to grow more?
You can. Currently, the right garden is full of the lumberry seeds because you guys planted all the lumberry seeds.
I wasn't sure how many we planted and if it took up the whole plot. Does it?
For these, yes.
Okay.
But technically, you could probably start making another garden on the left side of the base. It's just further away from the daycare.
Fair. He'll probably he doesn't want to necessarily dedicate a whole nother side to more gardening plots without asking everybody in the team first. So he'll just stick to working with the lumberry garden, I guess. Since that provides plenty of activities for the kids to get involved in. Alright, over to Brooke then. But Ralph gained a second point in special with evolution, by the way. What? Automatically?
Yeah. Baseline for Snorlax is 2 special.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Yep.
Well,
so if
yourself...
you did not... if you are below the baseline, you will rise up to the baseline, and if you have beyond the limit, cool, you are beyond the limit.
Sweet. Free point then. Does that also affect anything else in your sheet? I can't remember. I don't think that affects any... I don't think you need to change any numbers over here. I don't think for the special... oh yeah, special defense, maybe?
No, inside is special defense.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay. Anyway, for Brooke, the mute Squirtle is going to hang around and try to help you out. They don't quite know what you're doing unless you explain it to them.
You turn the lift height to 0 and it can... Yeah.
But...
Oh, I see.
In between the little errands that they get to go do as a pioneer in training, they come around and they just help you move the supplies for a forge, which actually is probably either under the base or off to the left side of the base, wherever Brooke decides to make it. Outdoor forges means less heat inside.
That could be good or bad, putting it inside and outside. Also, would it need ventilation?
Yes, it would need ventilation.
You could put a chimney hole into the ground if you're putting it in the basement or something, but probably outside makes sense. Is it weatherproof?
Depending on if you build it right and or make a shelter for it.
Well, I guess it's really up to Brooke. He can position how he wants. He is team leader, so he owns the place more than anyone else does.
Yes.
If I recall, our grounds are large enough where you can easily circle the base on all sides, right?
Yes. I believe this entire map is your base space.
Yeah.
Brooke will warn the Squirtle that if he wants to help, he'll be expected to work hard, and won't get any extra breaks just because he's a kid. And then still only give him fairly light loads. Aww.
Aww.
Well, to Squirtle, it's the same as hard work anyway, and they are a determined child. They will help Big Brother Brooke. Or however they think of Brooke. Because I know we have tossed around joking jabs, but I know that Squirtle does not think of Brooke as dad. Also, Brooke does not want Squirtle to think of them as dad. Brooke's more of a bro kind of guy. Yep.
Well, dude, bro.
Of course, at some point, Pangoro is going to come out looking for Blaze in order to fix the paperwork nightmare that he has to deal with, because his logistics person is not doing the logistics, and Rise can't do it, Don't let Rise near the paperwork, please. But he comes out and sees that Blaze is helping you with the forge. And it's a bulky thing. Like, this is a bulky, traditional sort of, like, stone forge kiln. And yes, I know those are technically two different things. And he sees this from across the street. Stares for a minute. Huh. And then goes back inside. He doesn't know what's happening, he doesn't want any part of it. He's seen too much weirdness from other pioneers to risk it. Tucker's very excited to host daycare right in the base. Might ironically act a little more kiddish himself due to eagerness, but he does a good job entertaining and educating them with books and stories and gardening. Which you have access to, because you have the base, and you got stuff.
I do wonder how good Tucker is at teaching gardening, though. It's debatable. There could have been some of that in his old life.
Well, I would like Brooke and Tucker to make smart logic and will rolls, please.
Okay.
Just so we can mark your progress for those things over the next few days.
It's not a bad roll for me, actually. Oh! I found where all the good rolls went today.
I mean, gardening requires digging, but also it awakens certain memories that you have of helping your parents in their own garden. Because they grew their own food and they had to grow food for the Pokemon on the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't just get it all from the store, that's way too expensive. And sure, it's just some lumberry trees, but it's something.
The memories of Peshaberry Pie.
That sounds delicious.
They did live out in the country, so some self-sufficiency was way better than having to go do a day trip to the town, you know? It was doable, certainly, I'm sure, but yeah, always was better to see what you could get in your own acreage, especially when you had a bunch of it.
Meanwhile, poor Brooke, who has probably never had to build something this heavy and cumbersome ever in their life, is having some issues. But at least they have help.
So, wait, what is the distance that Brooke has to lug this to the base?
Well, I'm under the assumption that Brooke is going and finding stones, specifically that are near town,
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, are sized appropriately enough that they can be put into the forge, and then using some combination of moves to make sure they fit right.
Did Blaze straight up give him a forge, or does he have to build it?
No, he has to build it.
Build it. Okay, so he's got to get everything together and start figuring it out.
Brooke would never let something as silly as inexperience stop him from being the best at something. It wouldn't be the leader otherwise. And hey, now you can do that smug sit back in your chief chair and go, yeah, I made that.
While doing his trips, Brooke could perhaps see Tucker with his daycare and kind of similarly, maybe being a bit inexperienced at hosting this, but definitely doing his best. Maybe it even gives you some motivation, Brooke.
So another thing that's going to be made more aware for you both is, well, Florence is going to stop by now and then. But he mostly is there to visit Riley because he's helping Riley
Instrument.
Yes, make an instrument. Sorry, I just paused because I was like, wait, did I do Florence coming back?
I don't think we did.
I did not. Oh, yeah. There's some minor fanfare as Florence comes back. I'm sorry.
He gets a trumpet
There's a
procession. No.
Not really, but like guitars. He comes back with Noibat, who if you get a look at them, they look exasperated, but also really hopeful. As they go back into the Pioneering Club. Yes, you also need to recruit Noibat.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to do that if you like. But Florence is going to stop by, and he's going to be making an instrument with Riley, so music and music practice will be a thing as well. But Florence will also sort of linger around the base even when he's not doing that. Mostly loitering and just looking at things and observing.
Well, this is fair. There's a lot going on. Oh, actually, I think Tucker, when Brooke is busy getting supplies, Tucker will actually ask Brooke if he can get some decent pieces of wood as well. Nothing too much, just like a few.
Brooke would likely be a little too preoccupied to address Florence too much. That's fine. Florence is actually nice enough to not bother you. He knows hard work when he sees it.
You don't want to get roped into that now, does he?
He may or may not have been threatened once by Blaze to be used as mortar for a forge once. He doesn't want to test the threat. Brooke is willing to get Tucker some wood too. So at some point during their gathering expeditions, which, by the way, after the second day of Brooke just hand-carrying stuff, Blaze is going to bear witness to Brooke coming back into town carrying like rocks and things in their arm and be like, oh, hang on. And he goes and gets Brooke a sledge so Brooke can bring more back.
Nice.
So, day 3, Brooke can bring back a lot more than usual. Well, that's much easier. Another important thing to note is, while you don't see terribly much of Noibat after they return, your egg is increasingly active, Tucker.
Ooh.
Brooke absolutely would be the one to brute force things without trying to look for an easier solution.
Tucker would be keeping the egg sling with him as he does daycare. Makes sense to babysit the egg as well as the kids. So he would definitely notice, and it probably would distract him a little bit from his daycare duties now and then, if the thing is if it's wriggling around a lot. Also, the reason he asked for the wood was because of an idea that was talked about a long time ago, and as he saw Brooke gathering building materials, he thought of it again. He's actually going to make use of the wood and kind of pick it out, and he wants to put a sign on the front yard with that. And he wants to have it be a project for the daycare kids to make a sign for Team Cheer.
Aww.
And they could draw whatever they want on it, and it just needs to say Team Cheer.
Well, then there are some relatively rudimentarily painted doodles of all the Team Cheer members in just like the fringes of the sign and on the back when they run out of room. In the front, and of course, the childish rainbow of multicolor says Team Cheer. And yes, one of the lowercase e's of Team Cheer is backwards.
Perfect. He tells them it's a masterpiece.
It's adorable. Even Squirtle joins in.
Aw.
But they know that the E is backwards, so they have to be stopped from trying to correct it with water gun. Also, I have paid Tucker the 30 poke apples.
Yay, money again. Tucker will quite happily dig a hole to get the post in and get that sign up after it's done.
It is a group effort by the children to put in that post. They are happy. Especially the Larvitar child, because they ate the extra dirt even though they weren't supposed to.
Well, it makes it easier to not leave dirt on the ground.
At about the 5th day in the morning, Tucker wakes up to a cracking noise.
Oh.
And you wake up in your little loft with the egg nearby, and you watch as it cracks open, bit by bit, and you hear a high-pitched whining come from inside as the egg shakes and wobbles.
I imagine that Tucker he's always kind of sleeping nearby it. I feel like he probably has his beans just casually on them as he's sleeping, and then the egg cracks open where he has paws, and that wakes him up. Like, ah! Tucker watches intently, not really making much of a sound, and just kind of letting the egg hatch on its own, because you're supposed to let eggs hatch on their own. You're not supposed to help them. That's important.
It shakes and ends up rolling onto its side. It cracks further and further until out rolls a small, darkly furred Puchiana puppy. Something of a saber-toothed Puchiana puppy, given the overbite fangs that it appears to be sporting.
Ooh, even an overbite compared to a normal Puccini? Aww.
Its eyes are all squinted shut. But it is able to sniff.
Aww.
And it can smell Tucker. Yes, normal Puchiana have a bit of an underbite. And it nestles in close.
Tucker happily draws it in and curls his tail around it. And just makes noises for a while. And keeps it warm. And probably cleans it up a little bit, too.
So now everyone can see why I thought it was super appropriate for the random roll of the egg to go where it went.
Aw, I did. I was wondering where you were.
Why I said everyone was going to think it was premeditated.
Right, but this was a random roll.
It was a random roll. It could have been a lot of things.
How large of a pool was it?
It was like 12 or so choices.
Oh, wow. So this was like a 1/12 chance.
Or more. I think I narrowed it down to 10. But, like, regardless, it was just one of the choices because of the color I had made the egg. It's like, okay, what Pokemon would this be? And I picked a bunch of Pokemon that I found appealing, and Puchiana was one of them. It's like, it's not going to roll on Puchiana. Of course it will.
Tucker will absolutely just cuddle this puppy. And, yeah, clean it up and just let it know it's safe, and he's being very maternal about it, and will probably just, yeah, cuddle up for a while before, eventually he would adjust the sling once it seems to have, kind of calmed down and gotten over the exertion of breaking through the egg. He probably would use this little sling to put it into the sling carefully, and head downstairs to look for some milk, if they have any at the base right now.
You don't, but you know someone that can get you milk.
Tucker will actually approach Lizard then, and ask if Lizard could, not sure if it'd be safe to take such a young puppy outside just yet, if Lizard could watch the little pup while he goes to Miltake's spa.
Lizard just gasps and goes wide-eyed and has the giant sparkly eyes going, it hatched. They're so cute.
Aren't they?
Tucker is just endlessly tail wagging since he got up.
They're so tiny. They're tinier than you. It's a little you.
Guess it kind of is.
Well, probably not. I don't know how Pucciana work, but its eyes are all closed like that. Maybe it should stay inside a little while. You are dark types, right? So daylight might hurt its eyes.
Tucker nods at that.
Yeah, I definitely want to make sure he stays indoors. Well, he or she. Haven't checked yet. But I need to go get some milk. So, could you just watch them for a little bit while I do that?
Well, and I'm sorry, I'm just sort of imagining Tucker going, thanks, and just giving it over.
Actually, Tucker is surprisingly methodical about this, making sure that that puppy is very safe before he goes off.
I mean, well, I guess I'm not going anywhere.
Hold on. Tucker uses baby doll eyes.
Oh no!
But did not do very good.
Lizard has no defense against this right now. They cave. They will take care of Tiny Puppy.
Thank you. I won't be long.
You could tell Lizard could tell he's very serious about that as he after carefully handing over the puppy. Oh, that's so cute. He will head off to Miltake's spa as quick as he can because he doesn't want to be separated too long. Order something.
Well, that money is going to come in handy as Brooke comes downstairs and says, "Did Tucker get smaller?" We'll go with that. Lizard just says as they awkwardly hold mildly wiggly puppy, and Tucker goes to pay what is originally 10 poke apples, because I've started calling them poke apples this time, for some milk, up until Tucker tells Miltank what it's for, and Miltank also gushes and decides to give you an entire case of 6 for 10.
Aw.
So you have some milk for the puppy for a while.
This is fine. This is more than fine.
Thank you, Miss Miltank.
So Brooke will get treated to the sight of actual Tucker coming back with an entire thing of milk for puppy, while Lizard is just standing there being awkward. Because they were in the middle of being about to make breakfast and now they must hold child.
Fortunately, Tucker does not take that long because he's definitely wanting to make sure the puppy can get fed as soon as possible. Seems he's forgetting about his own stomach while thinking about this too. Priority. Now, as Tucker does come back, he will almost immediately beeline back to Lizard wherever they are and take back puppy.
Do you need help with some of that?
I think I got it.
He kind of looks at the bottles for a second. Are they twist top?
Yes, they have twist top caps. These are bottles that are made to be reusable because limited resources out here. Yeah, Brooke chuckles. I don't know how eggs work, but I guess you're a parent now, Tuck.
I guess so.
Tucker is kind of embarrassed, but also just ecstatic at the same time. Tucker will kind of glance at the bottles and say,
Well, if somebody could twist the top of one of those, that would be kind of helpful.
Lizard looks between themselves and Brooke, and then goes, "Not it. I have to make breakfast," and just Hides in the kitchen.
Tucker will also go look for a plate or bowl. To pour
If you
out
go
the
into the
bottle.
kitchen, Lizard can be convinced to give you one. Without baby doll eyes.
Brick just rolls his eyes and opens a bottle. Tucker sets a little bowl on the ground and kind of awkwardly deals with the bottle, but he does manage to get the narrow part of the top of the bottle into his jaws carefully and just kind of tilts his head to pour some into the bowl. And after doing so, he actually just kind of instinctively knows to nip the nape of the little pup's neck to get the pup in and out of the sling on his side, and just carefully places the pup down in front of the bowl. While, of course, hovering over them to make sure they understand.
It takes a bit of working, but eventually you do get them to start drinking from the bowl. It's not overly easy for them, but Pokemon are made to be highly survivable even after they've hatched.
Tucker keeps a forepaw right next to them to help keep them stable as they drink. Tucker's actually pretty quiet while doting on the pup, but that's made up by the fact that his tail is completely thumping along the ground a lot while he does attend to the puppy.
You are making a light breeze. It is pleasant.
Now I will actually ask. So this unlike a normal Poochyena that has an underbite, this Poochyena has a saber-tooth overbite. You said.
Yes.
Interesting. And if I remember correctly, this egg originally came from a very strange box. So that's part of the reason that Tucker is doting on the pup, because didn't we already have inklings that egg was in a weird state, kind of in a bit of a stasis state, I think it was, that Ralph
Yes.
figured out?
And it was also guarded by the Tyrantrum.
It's very true. So Tucker does kind of sniff the pup over as they have a meal of milk, and just observe to make sure they are actually healthy and fine, since it's fairly obvious that kind of oddly the egg seems to have actually been kind of old. Prehistoric puppo, yes. Tucker makes note of the overbite. It's fairly easy, given he's being very observant of the puppy. Is there any other physical details that are unusual for this Poochyena?
Well, their coloration is darker than yours, for whatever reason. Their fur also seems to be...
Sorry.
You see the beginnings of very light striping
I don't want to.
along its back at the moment.
Interesting.
I.e. ancient striping.
What regional form is this Poochyena?
Who knows?
Part Arcanine? Are they kind of like Arcanine stripes?
No. They're not like the wavy tiger stripes. These are...
Are they a little more like the zigzagginess of the normal marking stripe Poochyena? But like more striped?
Yeah, more striped than Poochyena, but
So
still
kinda
Poochyena.
a little bit
Like I said,
Thunderbolty kind of thing.
stripey.
Stripey. Nice.
So, I should ask, since it's getting late, what types is Ralph adding?
Let's just say, yeah.
Hmm?
Oh,
I think you said 7.
Yeah, you get 4 more for your metronome.
Yes. I think steel would be killer. Fire seems like it'd be a lot of fun.
If you want, you can just message me later and I'll add it to the card the next time that we play.
Yo, imagine metronoming psychic. That'd be meta. Is it in metronome a psychic mode? No, it's not.
Nope, metronome is normal. Oh gosh, what if you metronomed metronome?
You get to fire off 2 metronomes?
Divided by 0, world ends. Ah!
Get metronome twice, and then both metronomes land on... Or get metronome, and then it lands another metronome, and then I get explosion twice.
Exponential metronomage.
Oh, man.
I figured I would ask, because that was the big upgrade.
Dude. Yeah. Oh, I get explosion twice. It's Vegeta's final explosion.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Hey Ralph, look in the channel.
Alright, let's see here. Oh, that's cool. I really like it though. Oh, I really like it.
I mean, well, why not?
I love it. Oh, the hair thing, the face, I like that. I like it. Oh,
Such excellent smug energy. Now we might have to show for the class. We might as well. We're kind of at the end of the session.
Yeah, go ahead and share with the class. Yeah. And I love that both feathers are there.
So, since it's at the end and we're going to be ending.
Okay. Oh, I was muted. I was going to say that's awesome. Sorry, I was apparently muted the whole time.
It's okay. I will say we'll pick up with Ralph heading back. I will say that it's unlikely to have any terrible things happen, but the Doom Dice can always be rolled, especially if Ralph is feeling really confident.
I have an important question since I was muted and trying to ask it, but I was dumb. Ralph, is it inaccurate? Like Kyrio was asking if it was accurate. Is that an accurate one for Ralph? Would you like it replaced with your avatar, or?
I mean, I feel like I've grown kind of attached to this picture here, so I think can we add it?
Add another one? I could replace this one. I could add a third one if you want. Your call.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and redo that one, I guess, because I guess could be like.
Let me get a picture link. All right then.
Or we can. Yeah, add it on another side of this. That way, I can always flip it back over for nostalgia's sake.
Okay. I will actually switch the link though, because the shape of the panel is determined by the first image. So if I do it like this, it should be good. Now just turn it around.
Here we go. Is the camera trained on it?
Yes, it is. And I was going to say, because I also was muted for this part, I was going to say, Kyrio, that was hecking fast, man.
Seriously.
Good work. That is really good. I do like that a lot.
I like it.
That is very perfect Snorlax styling.
Yeah. Next time, we'll probably pick up again with Ralph in the cave before he leaves, because I'm betting there's going to be a little bit of conversation at least.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
like Brooke and Tucker and now Tiny Poochie. Well, Tiny Poochie's not spending nearly a week without Ralph, but you guys are spending nearly a week without Ralph, and also you've started to realize it's really quiet without Ralph. Music aside, it's really quiet.
Terrible.
It's also a good stopping point because Tucker has to think of a name, and that's not something I could do just off the top of my head.
Yes. So by next time, we will have the new elements added to metronome selection, and hopefully we will also have a name for the Teeny Poochie. Oh gosh, that's right. Zeal's not there either, so yeah, it is quiet. All the sensible ones stayed. Except Ralph.
It's really quiet. Oh man. So, God, could you imagine? Oh man, it must be a lot louder in Hakamo's place than he's used to.
Nah. Hakamo is going to make some dad joke about him making a lot of noise anyway.
Side note, concerned for Hakamo, I wasn't sure if he'd still be sick. That was actually bad. I'm very sad.
I'm sorry. Also, like, Hakamo is saying something like, he's an old fart, he always makes noise.
Wait, what? Yes, the stream HUD now has Tucker's icon, has a little Tucker in the corner.
Aww.
Oh, what's the nose color of the little pooch, actually? So that Beerus can make it right. Because I'm pretty sure it's probably not going to be pink.
No.
Tucker's thing is pink, but that's a special genetic thing for him.
Is black.
Black. What about the eyes? Do they still have the yellow whites that Poochyena normally have?
No. Rather, instead, it's almost like the Luxray eyes, where it has the red sclera but yellow pupils.
Ooh, so it's an invert of what normal Poochyena looks like.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, you heard that, Beerus? You can make those little changes. And also darker fur. If you can't do these changes, I can do them, by the way. I'll fix these for next time. This is fair. Just write it down.
I'm glad that you are so excited about this long-awaiting payoff.
Puppy!
Oh, it is.
I could also just draw them myself at some point.
That's true. You know, I could pay you for that again, if you like. I'm cool with that.
Oh. First of all, everybody gets the baseline 2 for this session. Ralph, you get 10 for completing your trial.
Nice. Was that 2 for everyone else?
Yes.
Does he get 10 plus 2?
He gets 10 plus 2 for a total of 12.
Very good.
Nice.
Oh, Ralph's max HP is now 10 because Snorlax.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, nice!
Wait, how's that factor again? What's the math on that? I see the base HP is 7.
That is...
Base HP plus Vitality, that's how it calculates? Okay, cool. Yep, so 7 plus 3 then.
Oh.
Nice. 10!
Oh, that is beautiful.
Brooke, get another 5 XP for training Tucker throughout the week, and also because you are in the process of building what is necessary to make yourself a really nice weapon.
That is so good.
And Tucker, you get an extra 2 because you have become a parent.
Yay, parental experience. The best kind. It may be the lowest value of extra bonus experience, but I will cherish it.
Usually I get convinced to give you all equal experience. This time I am not. Haha.
We've had different experiences.
True.
This is true. To answer Wolfmage, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Kyrio. Riley has most of his stuff. I think the only thing that might have been left behind was the lucky egg, maybe? Somewhere? Anyway, parental bond is an ability. You laugh, Beerus. You laugh. But who says I won't give Tucker that ability if they end up in combat with Puppy?
Tucker is most certainly not going to bring Puppy into combat anytime soon, though. That is for
Pangoro
sure.
would have your hide.
No, he's already super protective. Like, when he got Puppy back from Lizard, he wasn't rude about it, but he did kind of snatch Puppy from Lizard's hands with a nip rather quickly. Not trying to be rude, but a bit of a possessive parental moment there. Tried to keep the puppy back in his care quickly. Say leave the lucky egg for the excuse if he ever comes. Oh, the lucky egg? No, that's if I recall, it's just stay with Riley. Because
Yeah, that's
Riley's.
staying with like Riley and Lizard.
It is worth noting that we got to consider from a story perspective. Yes, that party member isn't playing effectively directly anymore, but they still exist as a character, and they wanted those items in the first place. So it's not like it's not Final Fantasy 2 where the moment a party member leaves the party, you just get their shit because they still have lives. Yo, actually, I don't think that. Actually, maybe they walked away with the shit you gave them. I think that game. I can't remember.
I know in Final Fantasy.
Well, if it was your second playthrough, you would unequip them of
Yeah.
everything
This
just
is right before the story
cutscene.
Yeah.
Just before the cutscene.
I mean, in Final Fantasy V, Shadow would leave with all the shit you put on him several times.
Yeah, he was a bad case of that. Very flaky party member, effectively, as far as when he left and showed up. Well, this is fun.
Yes.
And yeah.
I appreciate you guys letting me be very Ralph-centric for a large portion of the session.
Oh,
Oh, it's fine. I apologize for the slight interruptions here. There, as a streamer, it's hard not to say stuff occasionally.
It's okay.
But it was honestly nice taking it back. I'm still eating. I've been eating this whole session. So I had something to do. But I was also paying attention. Yeah,
I believe I have some point expenditures.
you gonna do some point expenditure? Yeah, so actually I'm kind of curious about something. Can I see your card for a second? I want to see something.
Yeah.
Do them... Oh. There's a lot of different moves between these, the two evolutions.
Yup.
Like, I don't know if you noticed, Ralph, but, like, ironically, it looks like when you evolve, you lose access to some stuff, so you might want to buy some stuff before you evolve, it looks like.
Well, anything that's zero cost, you would be able to keep.
Yeah, but I'm, like, noticing, like, Last Resort, for instance. That's a Munchlax only that you could buy. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I got a few that I noticed were Munchlax only, like my stockpile swallow combo is only on the Munchlax
wow,
side.
yeah. Snorlax doesn't get that, huh? They get some completely different stuff, so it's kind of fair. Admittedly, I'm sure that if we asked Car, hey, could we get a move from a previous evolution, like, he'd probably let us, but... yeah, it's really interesting how different it is. Sorry for switching it so much.
Yeah.
I'm suddenly curious, does that apply to everybody else?
Ooh, Giga Impact, hold up.
Yeah, Giga Impact. Is that a high recoil, high damage move? I can't remember.
Just a minute. What were you trying to say, Kyrio?
Oh, sorry, Kyrio.
no, I was just saying that I don't really lose too much between evolutions.
Is it not a complete moveset change? It's just a little bit... Oh, wow.
Yeah, not really. It's just a little different.
I think part of it has
Some
to do
things
with
get cheaper, some things get changed.
Yo.
but I think part of it has to do with the fact that Snorlax is Gen 1 and Munchlax is from a later gen.
Oh, that
so,
could...
yeah, their movesets may have differed quite a bit.
That's fair. So you're looking up Giga Impact, I assume?
God, Giga Impact.
I'll take a look.
Also potential access to Outrage.
Alright, what do we got here for Giga Impact? Brutal Force, use it all its body. The impact leaves the user somewhat stunned. Strength +6. It's a must recharge, but it's also lethal. So very, very high strength. But it's it's must recharge. Does that mean it's one of those where you could use it instantly, but then you gotta take a turn?
Let me look at recharge because
we've not actually. That's a new symbol for me, actually.
Yeah.
Low
After
battery.
hitting with this move, the user must rest with its first action on the next round.
Alright, so it burns an action next round.
Yep. Similar to how I've had flinch work, especially if you've already acted.
Sensible.
Ranked +6 though. Holy moly.
That's 11 dice for you. So it's a pretty solid number. You can boost that, of course, with Belly Drum, right?
Yeah.
So that would be 14.
And I can also buy another strength.
15. Oh yeah.
And did you account for a stab with that?
No. What stabbing is that? One more.
Yeah, one more.
6. So you could bring it up to 16 at that point with all that.
Oh man.
That's pretty solid.
Well, then...
Just as much as Giga Impact would be a solid attack from a Snorlax.
And just as Vero says, updating typing would be important.
2, 3, 4.
You are now normal
6,
psychic.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Which,
13,
weirdly enough, gets
15,
rid of your weakness to
16.
fighting.
Does it give him a new weaknesses though? Let's see. What does it give him? Everybody, help me out. Normal psychic. What are they weak to? What are they strong to?
What is that 10 of lethal damage hitting?
So,
Too bad you didn't roll that earlier.
yeah, really.
Dark and Bug. Okay. Right.
Yeah, it would be dark, bug, and you can't be affected by ghosts because you're part normal.
Yeah. Is there any resistances with this setup?
I still have thick fat, so I've got the resistance to ice and fire.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to change your ability, but I mean, you do not have to.
Oh, does Snorlax get a different ability set? Oh, they can get immunity or thick fat.
I could get immunity. Immunity is no damage from poison, or I can't get the poison status.
The thick fat is pretty dang solid too.
Immunity means that, which is this? Immunity? Immunity the ability. Let me see. You cannot be poisoned the status. In any form. Not poison or badly poisoned.
That's kinda legit.
Though poison has been a problem for us though. So immunity would be a nice reprieve, wouldn't it? Yeah, you have to keep in mind though.
Yeah.
Thick fat basically made you a hero during the winter segment.
Yeah.
So both of them can be very significant.
It's a matter of choice. You could also get one that is more psychic appropriate if you wish.
Ooh.
Snorlax 6'11 for Alligator 7'7. I win.
Suggestion. Is there any normal psychic type Pokemon?
No.
There isn't?
Correct.
Whoa.
Part of that, I'm pretty sure, is because it eliminates their weakness to Ghost, which is one of... Oh, wait, Indeedee? Really? Oh, shit, I'm wrong!
Okay. And
That's not new.
Oranguru, too, apparently, as well. Really? That's a psychic
Really? I am
Giraffrig.
super wrong!
Giraffrig, yeah, that makes sense. Giraffrig was normal, wasn't it?
Holy crap! And I played the heck out of Gold and Silver. Then again, I didn't get many Giraffrig.
They're kind of a weird one, but I do like them. What I was suggesting was, since you mentioned you get a psychic ability, I'm like, oh, just look at the ability list for a normal psychic Pokemon, and then maybe work off of that.
I am a dumb.
So actually, let me pull out the book, if you guys don't mind. Let me pull out the books on us. Let's. Okay. Oop. I'm having fun. Book. Let's see. That will have Giraffe Rig in it. I think that one.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you for
Kyrio.
playing today, Kyrio. And again,
this is the-
thank you for bearing with me, both Kyrio and Charem, for being mostly centered on one character. This is probably going to happen if/when you two decide you're ready as well.
Have a good night, Kyrie. I'll hit you up with Telegram a little later. It'll serve scoring to better side, which is totally fine. Oh, dearly. Okay. And okay, let's see here. I gotta focus. I'm very bad. Remember what number? Oh, I'm close. I'm close. A little further. No, a little further back. Ah. Okay, first. No, what? Wait. 6, 7, 6, 5. Oh, not 7, 4, 5. I'm very good at remembering Sun and Moon Pokemon. So excellent at it. Almost. There I go. Yeah, they are normal psychic. Okay.
Inner focus and telepathy.
That's one off. I'm just gonna pick out the 3. I can't do NDD because that's Sword and Shield isn't covered by this book. But what is covered is Giraffe Rig in this book. So, and Giraffe Rig's number is 203. Okay.
Telepathy. This Pokemon won't receive damage from moves performed by its allies. Well, isn't that Andy?
What was that?
Telepathy. The Pokemon with the ability Telepathy will not receive damage from moves made by its allies.
Oh, that could be very useful in some cases. I don't think I've ever looked up if telepathy as an ability.
There are cases where telepathy would not work. For instance, if one of you was mind controlled. Or forced to consider the Pokemon with telepathy your enemy.
So yeah, like if you intentionally attacked me, then it
Would it
then
apply
it's-
then?
Yeah.
Also, both
You guys and me just sitting there like, ha ha ha, I have telepathy, and you're just like hitting me.
This isn't hurting me. The pain is an illusion. Okay, both
I
Giraffe Rig and
was more thinking like Perfect Cell checking out his hands while Krillin and fucking Piccolo were wailing on him.
So Oranguru and Giraffe Rig both share inner focus as an option between those two. So that's another one possible. Sounds like a pretty
I think
likely
that
one.
prevents flinch.
Flinch. And then Early Bird, which is... I don't know what that is, actually.
Either immunity or sticking with thick fat is looking the most appealing.
So far, yeah. Also, people told us what Ndidi offers, so I can look that up, too. Because I think those abilities exist in the list.
Early Bird halves the time that sleep affects you, which I guess means that it would have the time that you need to stay
Ooh.
asleep.
Oh! Well, there is a certain appropriateness.
Synergized with rest.
Yes, it does. It synergizes very nice with rest. Also, I feel like a Snorlax could decide when it wants to wake up. It's kind of a sleep master. That's kind of its thing, right?
The other thing to consider is some of these abilities would have an active component in Ralph's life, because there are things like Thick Fat and Torrent and Quick Feet, which are rather subtle. They're things that happen or are like reactions. And then there's abilities like Telepathy.
Oh, shoot.
You would have telepathy, which is another thing. Ralph would probably need help figuring out his new abilities, which is another reason for you guys to seek out the psychics.
I forgot all about this Pokemon. I didn't even know it was normal psychic. Meloetta, apparently. Serene Grace. Plot device. What? It's a plot device ability. Nice.
Oh, yeah, plot devices. just the sub ability of every legendary.
Yeah, the books actually, if you may notice here, for legendary Pokemon and I guess mystical Pokemon, they don't list stats for any of them. And basically, what Pokerole developers basically say is, oh, it's a legendary / mystical. Well, that's more of a cutscene. You can't properly fight that, and you can't be that. So that's why we don't stat it. This is a plot device creature. Look at the Kyrio doesn't even have an ability listed. Its ability is just straight up plot device. Kyrio is a very powerful creature because it has the ability plot device. Yeah, it's kind of a dumb thing. Like they make this. Like, it's
Phineas and Ferb.
So, Serene Grace.
It has the Dragon Balls.
Does 2.0 actually stat the legendaries and mysticals? That is one thing I'll give 2.0 then.
Serene Grace. Add 2 extra chance dice to all effects done by this Pokemon. A move that has 3 chance dice to flinch if low instead has 5.
Huh. That's an interesting ability.
I would, however, say that would not be something available to Ralph.
Yeah, I don't think Ralph has a Serene Grace about him. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, I'm not serene or graceful. I'm neither serene nor graceful.
You can have the opposite ability, discordant
fucking
clumsiness.
I tackled, I tackled the fuck out of the dude and ate him to win my trial. I'm not serene. I am not graceful.
I mean, there were multiple ways to go about it, but I literally expected it to become a fight. And it did.
That was cool. And Ralph, you did very good with basically the solo events. Or Tubby, rather.
Yeah.
Alright. You know what's interesting? The one-shot that I'm doing tomorrow, that's actually going to develop into a proper game. I'm not going to be part of that, but the one-shot's more or less to train people for the actual campaign they're going to be doing. I'm just hanging out for the one-shot. But one thing they're doing, interestingly enough, is they decided that, oh, Pokemon get 2 abilities normally? Okay, well, you have both abilities. But you have to switch them out via resting, which is interesting.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad concept.
Like a wizard using his spell slots.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself. Like the whole thing that D&D with wizards and such.
One of the things I've considered as a later upgrade is giving you guys your second ability. But the idea of allowing you to swap is highly appealing.
Yeah, it's a fair way of doing it. You can't do it in the middle of a situation. You have to definitely prepare ahead of time, but still as you have the flexibility. It's not a bad idea. Maybe a later upgrade to add a little spice to the game later on.
I don't see why not.
Since we're only in early episode 90.
Early 90s, yeah. Woo. Oh gosh, we're gonna be on episode 300 and look back like, wow, that really was the early 90s.
It will be eventually, I'm not wrong.
Oh man. So Charem, for the next 9 intros, you gotta get like pastel colored spirals and off yellow zigzags to like jingle around in the background.
Wait, what? I don't think I get this reference.
Just generic 90s.
Oh, like the fucking water cups and like arcade floors. I get you now.
Oh, I remember all that.
Yes.
All right.
There must have been like 10 shows in the 90s that had like random like yellow zigzags over stuff like, that's the 90s, yellow zigzags.
Alright, I'm gonna go and rest up now.
This is fair.
This was a very nice session. I am glad that you all found it quite enjoyable. And I'm glad we have finally gotten to have this moment where one of the team has faced their trial.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait for the rest of you to suffer through yours.
Ooh. Because Brooke hasn't final evolved, so that's why you're saying I get it now.
And Tucker.
Yeah.
I have plans for everyone. Insert evil DM left.
See you later. Thanks for the great session.
Giga Impact is super.
Yeah, it's going to be a cool one. You got to set up for it, though. You also consider it, like, I do think rest is a powerful ability, even if you don't have that one thing. That we're talking about.
Well, I mean, I could do the old bread and butter Restion.
Yeah, and he also learned Snore. So, look, you have a Snore at that point. Being asleep isn't really that big of a deal. Yeah, Snore. Yawn is,
Yeah,
yawn is
snore,
what you do to
yeah.
make others go to sleep eventually. But yeah, snore is
Yeah.
basically the, I'm asleep. No, I can still fight.
I can tackle you. Yeah, it's tackle, but I can use it in my sleep.
The snore is just a fuck you to the status effect of sleep, and I love it. It's not maybe, I don't think it's that strong, question mark, snore? Let's take a look, actually.
In the games, it's tackle. It has the same stats as tackle, but you can use it while you're asleep.
It can cause flinch, though. In this, at least.
Yo!
3 chance dice to flinch the foe. It doesn't matter how much damage it does. That's useful. Special plus 2. So it's a special move, meaning you would probably get a little less mileage out of damage for it. Unless you decide to work on your special stat more. But that flinch is like, lol, lol, you put me to sleep? Lol, well, how about you can't attack now? It's such a troll move.
Plus, you've got fucking 10 HP to chew through that's gonna be refilled.
Yeah, you know what? Who cares about waking up from sleep if you got snore in this game, apparently? That's a lot of flinch dice.
Oh man, 3 chances to flinch.
It also specifically counts as a sound move, which could be beneficial in some situations.
Means I can't use it in the muted glade, but yeah.
Actually, how's it compared to... Huh. There it is. Yeah, it is tackle, but uses special instead of strength, as far as damage goes. So.
Yeah. Which is interesting choice, because isn't snore a physical move in the games?
I think so. I'm curious myself now. It looks... No, it's always been special, apparently.
Interesting.
And snore inflicts damage has a 30% chance of causing the target to flinch. I guess because 30% chance, I guess you get to roll 3 dice. I guess I get the logic there.
Yeah.
That was Gen 2.
I'm thinking Snore Rest is actually going to be super strong with fucking with 10 HP.
Oh, that's interesting. Apparently, before Generation 4, if you use Snore, that was what turns you use Snore while asleep did not count towards waking up. But after Gen 4, turns where Snore are used are always counted for waking up the Pokemon. So you still can wake. So I guess it used to be you couldn't wake up with it if you're using Snore a whole bunch, but now you can. And then apparently in Generation 6, its power was changed from 40 to 50. So Snore has only gotten better over time.
Yeah. I don't remember that being the case, because I mean, maybe it always was, but I recall fighting at the end of Gold Silver, fighting Red's frickin' Snorlax, and it would use the Rest Snore combo and just whittle me down.
Oh, did you buy Rest of Snore or did you just pull them out?
Let's see, I'm considering...
Beerus really wanted to point it out to you. Rest is not a free heal.
Yeah.
Apparently it costs...
I mean, if you put... I mean, that would be consistent with, that'd be consistent with, all the other heals.
I think every heal, every ability, every move heal costs will, as far as I'm aware. I think that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind. You're going to be spending will using rest, but... I mean, that's still resting your health pool back. That might be worth it.
Rest is quite powerful. Especially if I cover up the main drawback to rest, which is the sleep status for 2 turns.
Mm-hmm.
Cover that up with snore.
So let's say rest and snore. That would cost you a total of what's that? 56 points, I think. 28 plus 28. I think that's 56. So it would cost you 56 experience. You could afford it, obviously.
Yeah. 91 subtract 56 equals 35.
What was the math for, like, we technically added a point as special. Did you buy any other points?
Yeah, I was thinking about that last point in strength.
Okay.
But that would be 50. I think we used 30 of our remaining points on vitality. That would give me 11, and that makes this even stronger. Like, it's already disgusting, but it makes it even stronger.
I'm gonna let you debate. I'm gonna pull out the book because you're gonna be adding to your level. I can calculate that.
Dude, I stopped updating my level.
We could fix it. I've been trying to keep mine consistent now, just because I know it can factor into certain moves and stuff. So it's like kind of important.
My guesstimation would be about.
Oh my god! I never realized how adorable that was.
70.
Hey, Beerus, look. That's great. That's good. Did you notice the corner? Look at this. Puccina's like very concerned.
Yeah.
There's a jolt tick and he's concerned. That's adorable.
He's like, oh no. Oh, here's the Munchlax on the ball, and there's the big old Snorlax blocking the way. He's like,
this is some good art, actually.
And Snorlax is like, nope, can't hear you.
Can't hear you, I'm good. And meanwhile, Ralph is getting teased by Keys for some reason.
Yeah, it's like, listen up. If you don't got the bricks, then you don't get the thing unlocked.
Yeah, there's some really good art in this book. What's going on here? Drifloom and I forget this Pokemon's name. Drifloom's just like, I just want to touch.
Don't touch my hoverboard.
Drifloom are great.
Oh man, and the Igglybuff is so sad. It's like, I wish that Munchlax would lay on me like that.
All right, distractions aside, though, does anybody know what page on the core rulebook? I realize that our outro here is a bit long. Sorry, YouTube, you can go now if you're bored. But we are still doing a little bit of stat stuff, so it's technically still part of the game, and I'm fine with that. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good today. I went on a long walk.
That's something, and I get these two moves. I get a point in Vitality. I really was thinking I'd get the Strength point, but I can always like save up for it later.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, here we go. Page 70. Okay. I knew it was in here somewhere. All right.
And this will help me fulfill a more tanky role.
Once you have finished spinning experience, I'm going to need you to just keep track of what you're spinning on, and I'm going to ask you about it. Actually, and we'll just add this up. Actually, we can just add this up together. Let's fix your level. I understand why you lost track of it. It's actually pretty easy to keep track of as long as you just remember to tick it up. That's the thing I just keep forgetting. It's this page right here is important. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to copy this.
I'm done in 5 levels. Or 5 XP left.
Okay, hold on a second. Alright, it's very simple, apparently. It's actually a pretty simple formula, it's just I am bad at remembering it. Let me get this on an Imgur thing. I'm going to make a little quick card like we've had before. It's one of these. I like to keep track of this, and it is kind of useful just to get an idea, general power idea between Pokemon. So, anyways, let's see here. Oh, that is big.
Like, I can already kind of hit like a truck, but taking hits is not quite. So I've improved my ability to take hits tremendously, and then after I have enough XP, I'll get back to working on my ability to hit like a tank instead of like a truck.
Okay, I see. Alright, so here, let's do some basic math, shall we?
Alright.
I just have to switch the card over, so... Okay, so, let's see here. How many points were default points that you have? The first 2 points of strength. So, okay. The first 2 points of strength don't count because they were default points, but the third, fourth, and fifth points you bought in strength count for levels. So let's start adding this up. I'll get a calculator out.
Okay.
So it says here... every time you buy a point in attributes or skills, it'll grow levels equal to the point number you just bought. So if you bought the second point, it grows 2 levels. If you buy the fifth, it's 5 levels, and so on. So looking at these stats here, let me see here. This should be easy enough to do. So you bought, compared to normal Munchlax where you started, you have a so three levels for the third point strength, 4 levels for the 4th point of strength, plus 5 levels for the 5th point of strength. And then Dex, you start with 1, and you bought 1 point, so 2 for the 2nd point there. Vitality, you started with 1. Okay, much like I thought it started with 2. So you bought 2, 3, and 4 points. At Special, you started with 1, and then I think that upgraded just now, so that was another free point, so I don't think that counts for the level. And then Insight, you started with 2, and you bought a point into that, right?
I believe I did.
Yeah, because I think Special is what went up when you evolved. You already had 3 Insight before that, so plus 3 for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that for that. And then with Skills is the Fight Survival Contest, I do believe. And that is... What did those start at? I think we all start... Didn't we all start with 3 points for that? Or was it 4? I don't remember how you started out. Same math applies to the skills, though. I think...
I want to say... What was the starting...
Well, if we go to our videos, actually, if I just go to Pokerole episode 1, should be able to see from there. Let's see. There it is. Nice. Wait. Let's wait here. Okay, just give me a second. Man, this is such an old version of the table I'm looking at now. Oh, yeah, I think I was zooming in everybody's sheets at the beginning. That's what I thought. And I zoomed in on Ralph. Ralph, it looks like you started with... Okay, that's good. You started with 1 fight and 2 contests. So, knowing that...
yes.
Knowing that, you have plus 2 for the 2nd point fight, plus 3 for the 3rd point fight, plus 1 survival, plus 2 survival, plus 3 survival, and then plus 3 contest, I guess. Okay. We're getting there. And then the last step, so we don't actually count... Brawl through, perform, those don't count for levels for some reason. I found that out. So we skip those.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
And then everything else, besides the moves that cost 0 experience, every move you buy is 1 extra level. So it's very simple. So whatever your starting moves were don't count, but every other move you have now counts. So Snatch, Lick, Metronome, Odor Sleuth, and Tackle don't count. So quite a few don't count, but... So... Snatch, Tackle, Metronome, Odor Sleuth, and Lick. Okay.
Alright, so Body Slam, Stockpile, Swallow, Belly Drum. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. Don't count Grapple. Grapple's
is a free move, so yeah. Actually, this is easy math. Just take all your moves and subtract 5, and that's your number.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple.
Yeah. Reallocation's not actually a move, I don't think. It's like my passive power.
I'll have to talk to Carr, but I think he'd probably count that. It is a move. It is something you use upon choice. And you did earn it, so... I guess I'll ask him, but
an additional 6 on the... Not counting an additional 6.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And possibly 12, I'll talk to Carr. But for now, 11, so 11 minus 5 is 6. Okay, so plus 6 on that. And that should be your actual level, though, again, we should ask about those new moves we learned. I'm assuming that the Camo moves won't count, though, like the Ice Fang, or like the Ice Gun that Brooke came up with. I don't know. Well, I'll ask Carr. What do you think? It's not a huge deal. Anyways, your level is actually 46.
Huh.
So you're close to 50. But slightly lower than that, actually.
I had guessed after this I'd be like 70-ish.
We should probably recalculate everybody, but... Yeah?
I probably was calculating it on the assumption that all these guys counted.
Yeah, all the brawl perform.
The specialties.
See, I thought so too, so I probably calculated wrong myself.
I mean, it makes sense to me that they would, since they greatly affect the outcome of a match, potentially.
Nano, thank you. I've really focused here, so I wasn't reading the chat. But to anyone doing art right now, thank you so much. I'll take a look at it in just a little bit. We'll save the art for sharing next session, though. That gives tantalization for the YouTube viewers. But I'll take a look in a second here. I'm going to calculate myself. I may as well recalculate myself as well. Let's see what my starting stats were. Since we're here, if you want to hang out for that, Tubby, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, sure.
Help me entertain people. Okay. Oh, I just spread my stats very evenly, apparently, between fight survival contests. All right. That was my starting stats, one in each. Okay. New calculation time. Let me, so 2 plus 3, plus 2 plus 3, plus 2 plus 3. I've been very consistent with my fight survival contest. All right. Oh, did this card say anything else, actually? Let's see. So it was attributes and skills and moves. That's it. I think. Yeah. That's... You would think more things count, like, oh, I bought a will point, or oh, I bought attributes, or like the social attributes. But nope. Just a few things affect your level. And yeah, level's technically not important. Like, for the most part, but it does occasionally come up with certain mechanics. So us having more accurate, like, I'll calculate this for Brooke. I'll calculate this for Brooke later, too. But not right now. I guess we could do Brooke as well. I don't necessarily need him here to calculate that. I don't know. Anyways, my points. I started with 2 strength, so I had +3 +4. I started with 2 decks. I added +1, so +3. Vitality, started with 1, so +2 +3. Special, started with 1, +2 +3. Insight started with 1, +2 +3. Tucker has such consistent stats. Alright. I started with how many moves? 1. Sorry, I bought everything out. I will not, again, like with you, I will not count my empathy, sympathy, but I will count the rest, so... Is that fair? I mean, I did kind of learn Fire Fang through unusual means, but it is also an official move on the list, so... I mean, it counts move you bought. I really don't know if training counts for moves that we bought. Like, did we buy them with our time? I kind of feel like that's appropriate, but... Actually, yeah, Ralph, you didn't learn any moves via training or whatever, right? You either bought moves from the list, or you got reallocated, right? Or did you learn anything from, like, training with Pokemon or something?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I do kind of plan to, though. Like, I feel like people could teach me, like, the likes of Zen Headbutt or, like, Psycho Cutter. That'd be really cool to learn.
They count as special acquisitions. They count. So there's 3 types of moves that we have in our game that I'm not sure if count for level. One of them is, hey, this is not a move that I bought of experience, but it's something I spent time in the game to train and learn from another Pokemon. There's that type of move. There is the, hey, our DM came up with a special move specifically for our character because of what our character does. You like empathy and sympathy for Tucker. And then we also have the, hey, this is a combo move by combining other moves, which is like Ice Gun. I feel like every one of those should actually count for a level, except for maybe the combo moves, because they're technically just mixing 2 moves together.
Yeah, there's 2 other moves.
I made a card for this, but mostly because it was convenient to do that. Like, it is a powerful move in its own right, but it's a derivative of 2 other moves, so I don't know if that would really count.
Yeah.
The others, though, I feel like they all should.
Yeah, I feel like, if anything, the moves that we train for with, like, ticks should count, because it's like... Yeah, that's what, it's literal training.
Yeah. And I feel like that, by extension, things like your reallocation should count, because you earned that. You did train towards that. Maybe you're not specifically trained towards it, but it's something the DM granted you because of an experience you went through, because of a milestone you reached. So I'd still say that reallocation and such, those are trained as well. Let's go ahead and add the point. I'll ask Car, and if I'm wrong, we'll just subtract them later. So let's make your level 47. Count reallocation, and this also, and that way, we won't count meld, because meld is a combination of things, but these are all unique moves otherwise, so nice. I feel like they should count. So let's see, I did that. And then, okay, so Tucker only learned one move to begin with. He doesn't have any meld moves, I don't think, so I should just take all these moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Yeah, 11. So that's 10 more points. Tucker has a lot of moves. It's actually added up to the number of points for him here. Meld is 2 moves at once, but it's also 2 moves at once. Like, for instance, the reason I wouldn't count Brooke's Ice Gun, unless DM says otherwise, is because right over here, Water Gun and Ice Fang, these are what made Ice Gun. So he's already got those, and those would be counted. So since these get counted, I wouldn't say Ice Gun gets counted because it's combined of these two. But maybe he did have to train to do it. So I'll ask Carr what he thinks. I'll also ask Carr, obviously, about the moves that we earned that are special moves. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, basically, Ice Gun wouldn't count because I already counted Water Gun and Ice Fang, theoretically speaking. But the others are all unique and should count, regardless of how they're earned, as long as they are earned. But Tucker's level looks to be actually. I actually calculated it right. I added it all up. It's 50, and I happen to have had the number at 50. Look at me go! I had it correct. I don't know. I think I did that by blind luck. Alright. Nice. A broken clock's always right twice, right? You know what we should... Okay, let's do Brooke, too. Let's finish off with Brooke. It's a good time to do this, since we are going to get a 4th party member in soon. We're going to be calculating their level anyways from fresh, so may as well have everybody else calculate properly as well before then. Makes sense, right?
Indeed.
Okay, so I actually need the book for this. This is useful setup, and I think it's entertaining enough to keep in the video, so we're doing it in the video. Again, like I said, YouTube, you can leave if you want. This is basically the end of episode. But if you want to know how stuff gets kind of sorted out before next session, stick around. All right, let's see here. How did now I have to ask the question of what did Brooke start as?
I'm going to for a sec.
Found out. Okay. Also, I will not count stat points added by items, which are the yellow ones. So that obviously is not a natural stat point. Okay, Brooke. Brooke started life with 2 strength, so that's +3 for the 3rd point. He started with 1 dex. He has 4 now, so that's 2, 3, 4. He started with 2 vitality, and he has 4 now, so that's 3 and 4. Actually, I think I messed up something. Let me try that again. Start over. Do over.
Do over.
Do over.
Again.
I think I hit the wrong button on the calculator.
Right. I'm gonna zippity zoop out.
You're gonna zippy zoop out? Well, in that case, Tubby, you have a good night. 3 + 4. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I did get it wrong. Special starter 1. He has 3, so that's 2 and 3. Oh no. Ice Gun AoE Brooke. It's high noon. It's high moon. High moon? It's gotta be night now. It's a night move. I guess it's colder then. Sure, why not? I think I actually... Oh, that's why. I switched the calculator to scientific mode. That's why I started messing up for some reason. Because it's in a weird-ass mode I don't understand because I never took that class in school. Alright, now I've got it back to normal mode, I think. Let's see. Special 2, 3. Insight was 2. Okay. So that's his main stats. Okay. And now he started originally with 1 fight and 2 survival. So that is a 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 in contest. Now I don't think any of his stats actually bumped up. I think he already had Dex and Special upgraded when he evolved to Kurokino, so I didn't get any free points. As one can. It was when the use with the full moon was centered, remember? Oh, that's right. I love how the audience remembers the game better than me, one of the players. It's kind of great sometimes. Honestly, though, it's very useful to have fans that remember more than you do. It is. Alright, so I did his... Okay, let's do his moves. His moves started out with Scratch and Leer, and he got Water Gun for free. Actually, I think he already bought it, though. He definitely bought it before he evolved. So, Scratch and Leer. So, let's just add up his moves. 1, 2, 3, 4... Nope, not counting that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, 10 moves. Not counting the meld move. Mine is 3. That is going to be 7. So, I have found Brooke's level. It's actually the lowest out of all of us. Apparently, this was off by 10 points, and he's level 42. How is Tucker the highest level? Hold on a minute. I guess it helps that he put. I guess because he put a lot of. I guess he put a lot of points into fight and survive in contest. I guess that's part of why. Oh, so did Ralph though. Huh? Trauma. Is that why he's highest level? Surprisingly, yeah, Tucker seems to be actually the highest level, despite the fact that he's not necessarily the most combat oriented. That's very surprising to me, but that's kind of how it worked out. I have been pretty religious about increasing his, stats to kind of an even amount. So, oh, there was one thing though. Tucker did have a caveat. His stats started differently, I just recalled. So there might be a slight shift in the numbers I just put down. Let me double check that. Because I believe he had 1 less point by default into something and 1 more point by default into something, if I recall. It's a bit of a special stat tweak, which will mildly change the numbers. Okay, yeah, it was his... So originally, Puccina starts with a spread of 2, 2, 1... Wait, no, he did start with that spread. Oh, I guess the starting stat spread was the same. It's just that what happened when... Oh, right. It wasn't the starting spread that changed. It was how he was able to distribute points upon leveling up more stats. So actually, that doesn't change the numbers. The numbers are indeed the same as what they are for level. So that actually doesn't change... Yeah, it doesn't change it. And technically, he did earn Ice Fang, but it's not earned yet, so I'm going to leave it up there. When he gets Ice Fang officially, that'll be 51. Alright, cool. And there. Okay, I've sorted everybody's levels out. Hooray. But with that being said, I guess I'm alone on this call now, so I should also end myself. We got a lot going on. Tomorrow is another Pokerole one-shot that I'm playing a part of. Hosted by Zim, run by Blue Draconics. And later will be turned into a proper campaign headed by Rygon, which are all people that Zim knows, and I'm knowing them through Zim now. So there's other players as well. So if you guys want to see the one-shot, there will be an announcement in the Pokerole server. As well as, probably just the Pokerole server, actually, since it's not really one of my streams. I'll just post it at our Pokerole server since it is Pokerole related, even if it's not this game. It's a totally different game. But yeah, if you guys want to check out that one shot, unrelated to this game, but should be entertaining. I'm going to play a Chubby Cubone He's probably gonna exert kobold energy. I still gotta work on the voice, but yeah, that'll be happening later in the night tomorrow. And of course, I have a stream on Friday. I'm very busy, but you know, I'm doing okay. I was kind of sick yesterday, ending yesterday's stream, but I'm feeling a lot better today. The walk certainly helped me, and I got some groceries, so I got some munchies and stuff. It's all good. We're good. I just gotta maintain my energy, make sure I sleep well, and make sure not to overexert myself. But yes, it's a full week, but I think I can healthily exert myself through it and have a good time. So I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's one shot if you want to check it out, or if you're not interested in seeing somebody else's Pokerole game thing, then just come by on Friday, and we will be playing. Oh goodness me, I have a hard choice. Friday could like. Tribal Hunter released full version, and people want that. People want playing by the pound Tribal Hunter, and I totally get that. But I also got all these games for Howler for an Hour recently. I ended up with 10 games, 10 review keys for Howler for an Hour, so I have to really think about this. I think I'll probably play Tribal Hunter Friday, maybe replace next Tuesday's multiplayer with just some Howler for an Hour, take a little bit of a break from Tower Unite. I might do that. I don't know. Regardless, we got a lot of exciting stuff come up. I hope you guys look forward to that. And of course, good night to you, everyone. And look forward, of course, relevantly, two more Wednesdays, 2 more weeks, and we will be going to session 91 of Pokerole. And I guess we'll finally see how everybody reacts to the new Ralph. This is still such good artwork. And of course, speaking of artwork, I will look at your artwork in a second, everyone. But for YouTube and for the official side of the video, good night, everyone. And I'll see you for session 91 in a couple weeks.